You're listening to Living Podcariously, bringing you real men's perspectives, unfiltered, unapologetic, and uncensored. Recorded live in the Living Podcariously studio in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Welcome to Living Podcariously. This is, I think, episode number 28, I believe. I don't know. I'm starting to lose count. My name's Adam. I am one of your hosts. Sitting to my left,
I am Tach, and I am also one of the hosts.
All right, and across from us on the Lady Chaise.
Hi, this is Andrea Joy.
Hey, Andrea.
What's up?
We have a couple of special guests in studio this week. In fact, Tach, why don't I let you do the introductions, because it's almost as if it's an episode of some other podcast that I'd like to listen to.
Actually, I think this is the most we've had in the studio since we've done this reboot of the show, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice. Well, who we have on the show is no strangers to the show, that's for sure. We just never had them in here together. But it's 3/4 of Taint Funny with us here today. So we have Eric Snyder.
Hello, how are you?
Eric.
And Jimmy Klein.
Hello.
Jimmy, how you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
And Oliver's chiming in. Hey, nobody else is coming, buddy. Nobody else.
But no, actually, he was expecting John.
You should give him a mic.
Oh, yeah.
Do I have to share the mic with Oliver?
Yeah, you should.
Yes, you're going to have to. Yeah. So, no, John, what's going on? What's up with
Did you
John?
invite John?
I always invite John. John never seems to show.
Just for the record, I didn't invite any of you guys here tonight.
No.
Just so you know.
You know what?
I don't want John being like,
That
well,
sounds
how
so
come you didn't
dickish.
invite-"
I didn't invite you guys here tonight, just so you know.
Yeah, that was all
I
Adam.
invited you.
That was all Adam and Andrea. So.
Yep. No, thank you guys for coming to the studio. We appreciate it. That's awesome. So let's go over real quick. This is, again, like Tax said, 3/4 of the show from Taint Funny. Might as well have just done a joint podcast for Taint Funny and Living Podcariously.
Actually, we haven't done that. We should do that.
We should do that.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun. Do you think you can corral Johnny to get over here?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. That's the bump in the road. That's the difficult one to get. But since we got you guys in here, give a couple of plugs and talk about Taint Funny a little bit to our listeners. So in case somebody is just now listening for the first time to this show, what's Taint Funny all about?
Jimmy?
It's about me. No, it's basically about all things media related, whether it be written media or, I don't know, everything from movies to comic books to cartoons to music. We talk about everything.
Sweet.
Anything media related.
Okay. Yeah, I did a couple guest spots on there, which was a lot of fun. And, I don't remember. You guys were doing something that you guys shit-canned real quick. The questions for the leader of the podcast or something like that.
That was John's episode.
John's idea.
It was like a debate, like a political debate.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And then I think he came out the next episode and said, yeah, I'm shit-canning that idea.
Which is kind of funny because that's like our most downloaded episode.
Really?
Is it really?
Yeah.
No shit.
It has
Anytime we talk
hundreds.
about politics, for some reason it downloads a lot.
Well, like I looked at the title of it, and the title, you don't think it said that sounded like politics. It just said podcast debate is all it said in the title.
Okay.
But it said podcast debate, not anything else.
Well,
But that has like hundreds of downloads on that one.
next time, no matter what the show is, fit debate in there and see if it does anything.
That's not a bad idea.
Just put
Speaking
debate
of politics, vote for Rod Kernan.
Andrew.
As judge.
for
and-
judge.
Yes.
All right. So you guys had last episode of Taint Funny, a special guest on there named Zoe Emerson. You guys usually bring on guests on so each of you have your own episode. You guys record, you record 4 in a row and you have your own guest in. So who was it Tach? Was it yours that you had the guest on?
No, that was, well, Jimmy did it, but
Yeah, I was the host for that one.
You were the host for that one?
But it wasn't supposed to be mine. It was supposed to be
It was
John's.
technically Johnny, so he missed out on his episode for not being there. Let me just tell you, Johnny's absence, it was the best podcast I've ever heard from Taint Funny without him in the studio. No, I'm just kidding.
that's not nice.
I'm just kidding. He's no, I'm not. I'm serious.
Well, I mean, in his defense, though, he doesn't miss very much.
No, that's true.
But
Everyone in the studio knows better than that.
John, say
Not
something.
me.
Come on, John, say something.
Defend yourself.
I know, you don't just sit there. My God, you never just sit there.
He is the comedy, the sarcastic comedy on that show. So it's a good mix to have him in there because he does bring a lot of the sarcasm that a lot of people have.
He's quick too.
He brings
He's
in there.
really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, very witty.
Yeah, yep, he certainly is. With his comedy timing, he should be stand-up, but he probably doesn't want to do that, I would imagine. So do you guys have any plans for your next episodes on there? Do you have any guests or any specific topics you want to bring up on there? Because I know you guys each do your own little, like, motive or, not motive, your own theme or something for your show. Mm-hmm. You guys?
Not that we don't have any guests that I know of lined up. I don't, anyways. I can't speak for the other guys. But, no, nothing special at the moment, but we're working on stuff. We're always working on stuff.
Cool. All right, very cool. You should guys.
No, we were talking about, well, John wanted to do like another comedy video. We wanted to meet up and talk about some ideas there, but.
That'd be cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys, should call our boy, cause of course he's very busy lately, but Connor Hughes came in here and did a couple of shows with us. He's finally able to talk about what he was actually doing. He was not a star. He was one of like the extras. I don't even want to say extra. He was a cast member.
Yes, cast member on Dating Naked.
Dating Naked, yeah. So
I've been watching all season, and I watched his episode yesterday.
I haven't watched one of them yet, except for the one, like, what I could find online, because I don't have VH1. Except for what I could find online for, like, him doing backflips and shit, all naked.
Yeah.
And
I tried watching it, but the fucking pixelated, man. I shut it off.
With Connor too, they need to use a lot of pixels.
Do they?
I'm just saying. He's kind of hung. But they show asses though. I'm kind of happy about that. They show butts on that show.
Do they?
So I mean about the girls' asses, not the guys' asses. I don't care about those.
No,
asses.
I looked at Connor's ass and
Did you? Is it aight?
not bad.
Not bad?
I was expecting.
Is it better than John's?
No.
Okay. Just making sure.
I got a question to bring up, and this actually came from an email from us when I said that we were going to have some kind of combined show between Taint Funny and Living Podcariously. So the question came in, and this is answered by it was supposed to be each of the four of you, but I mean, we know Johnny. The traditional game of fuck, marry, kill out of each of you about the other three members. So Tach, let's start with you. Out of Johnny, Eric, and Jimmy, fuck, marry, kill, and you have to say why.
Right,
and then we'll go around to the other
I've
ones.
never heard of this game.
That's not really
You've
a
never
fair
heard of
question,
this?
though.
No. What is this game?
So you have, out of three people, you have to name who you would fuck, who you would marry, and who you would kill.
Usually it's done with
Mine
celebrities.
would be all the same person, I think.
What, from Taint Funny?
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
So, okay, well, what were you saying, Jimmy?
I was saying it's not really a fair question because, like, Eric and John are pretty much already married. And then me and Tach are pretty much already married. So, it's not really a fair question, but.
Well, okay, out of Eric and Jimmy and John.
And you got to say why.
Now, of course, you
right.
can't play the game and not explain why. I would oh God, this thing keeps hitting my nipple.
Wait, we talking about Eric? What are you talking about? What's hitting your nipple over there, buddy?
Okay, the things I would, man. Okay.
You have to hold your nipple to answer? Can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna sound like John's gonna hate me because I would kill John.
You're gonna kill John, yeah.
I'm gonna kill John. Not that, it's nothing. I just don't think he would be good in bed. And
awesome.
Everybody knows I would marry Jimmy. And me and Eric, well.
Yeah.
Scroggin' time it is.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Hey, Eric, you want a dirt hump?
All right, Eric, what about you?
What?
Fuck, marry, kill out of John, Tach, and Jimmy.
You can kill me, you're not gonna offend me.
Are you taking the... That was...
Well, you just want to get fucked by Eric.
I don't know how to answer this.
Just answer honestly, like in your diary.
Yeah,
I have this in my diary.
Pretend we're not here.
I do have this in my diary.
I'll close my eyes.
Oh my God.
You're thinking about fucking.
You know what?
Hell yeah.
Actually, honestly, I'm more worried about the killing part.
That's what I was worried about.
It's so gay. That's really gay of me. I'm like, I'm more worried about that than, yeah, exactly.
You're not going to offend anybody.
He threw out to go ahead and do it. I'm gonna, but I'll do the same.
You're not gonna hurt my
I'll do the
feelings,
same for you though. You can kill me. So
That works, okay.
All right, so I'll kill Jimmy. All right,
You definitely are not having sex.
I'll kill Jimmy. I don't know. You had the sex thing going on. That sounded good. All right, Tach and I.
You go fuck Tach.
There's a match. Is this kind of like Tinder? We have a match now.
I'll marry John because I've known him for so long. Like,
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
You know what makes him happy.
yeah, exactly. I do.
All right.
Boom.
All right, Jimmy.
Well, obviously I'd marry Tach.
Mary and Tach.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's gonna be beautiful.
And I'd have to hump John because I think he's packing.
John is packing?
No, I think
Yeah.
Eric's packing.
Oh, Eric.
So, yeah,
You're
so
scared.
I'd probably choose to hump John instead. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
See, that way I just made a compliment.
Thank you,
I'm telling
Jimmy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true, everybody.
You always gotta
me
kill the
see.
big dick.
Exactly, yeah.
Pull it
I don't
out.
want that shit in me.
Oh my God, he is pulling it out.
It is. I lost
Oh
my left
my
arm
God.
years ago. That's actually.
It's huge.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for answering that. That goes to the listener. She did not want, they said
So-
that person did not want
What
to
about-
be
what
named.
What about,
wait.
Well, hold on a second.
Ask
what about
John.
you?
John, what's your answers?
I want.
John's not here.
No?
What are your answers?
Yeah, what about you?
For
Out of
Taint
the-
Funny? Out of
yeah,
the
out of
four?
the four guys, who would you marry, screw, or kill?
Who am I going to leave alone?
I'm
So
gonna
that
be
means
jealous.
that means one person gets
who would
left
be an
out
old
of
maid?
one person gets left out of the whole conversation.
You can leave me out. You do the other three.
So,
Well, do the three guys that showed up tonight.
Yeah.
out of you three. All right. Well, see, so Johnny was easy because John didn't show up for
That's what I hear.
3 or 4 invites. Easy. I got it. So he didn't show up for 3 or 4 invites. So I was going to kill him because he doesn't show up. But if he's out of the deal, so Tach, I know pretty well. I know his quibs. Eric makes me laugh every time I talk.
Every time you talk?
That's weird.
But Tach's a redhead too, so you could pretend he was me.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So I'm thinking long term. Let's go Mary first. I'm thinking long term. Who's going to make me happiest the longest term here? Eric makes me laugh more than anybody, so I think I'm going to marry Eric.
Tach knows how to cook. Just saying.
That's what I was about to say. Tach can cook.
That is pretty important.
Yeah.
But not as important as being funny.
fertile.
Do you cook, Eric?
I do cook.
Not as fertile as
Eric
Eric.
cooks.
Oh yeah.
Eric cooks and makes you laugh.
Tach, I know, based on something that I heard already, is already kind of taken for certain things. So I'm going to have to kill Tach because he's taken.
It's okay.
So Jimmy, me and you are going to be scrogging, buddy.
Hell yeah, we're just pumping our brains out.
That's what I'm saying. All right.
They'll let you watch Tach
All right. Let's move on.
from your grave.
Wait a second. We have another person.
I'm a lady.
You want it? All right. I already know how this answer is going to go, though. She doesn't know.
Adam.
Yeah. She'd kill me.
Not
She'd-
Adam. We have 3 guys from Taint Funny.
out of the 3
I don't know you
guys.
guys well enough, though. I have to get to know you a little better. You'll have to ask me
Okay,
later
Jimmy. All right, Jimmy.
Well, so what that means is she would have to fuck all 3 of you first, then
All of
marry
you.
marry
And
all
then
3.
kill all three of us.
Yep.
And at the end of killing us, they'd be like,
Or would she kill you first, then fuck you?
it's a shame I killed him. He was kinda cool.
Necrophilia?
on. No. I'm more submissive, so.
Okay.
You could just drug us.
All right. So
Is that one of them?
Eric,
Fuck, Mary, kill, drug.
Eric, one of the things you do with Taint Funny is, and we talked about this on your show when you were in here, I don't know, a month ago or so, was your videos that you're putting together. So you talk about those. Have you guys released another one yet since the last time you were here? Or is your production company kind of slacking on you a little bit?
Well, it's not. I mean, I don't want to. You can't completely blame Tach because scheduling is kind of an issue sometimes.
know.
But someone forgot a microphone last time, so they have to re-record a conversation to.
Yeah.
And it's that one episode. We have 2 episodes filmed afterwards that just need to be put together.
Yeah.
But we have to wait for them to do the conversation,
Okay.
and that'll take. I don't know when that'll take place.
I don't know either. We gotta figure it out. So.
I don't know if you saw on the episode that you were on, I released the cover art for the MP3 cover art, and then I put in the top right hand corner, really small, the insignia or symbol or whatever your cover art is for your channel for the compound. I put that in there.
That's cool.
Kind of like a little Easter egg. Nobody caught on because nobody said anything about it, but it's up there kind of hidden. So this time I'll make it great big for you. So
That's cool.
it's obvious.
Nice.
But yeah, it's called The Compound. It's on YouTube. So do a search for the Compound on YouTube, and it's got 8 videos up there right now.
Yes, 8 videos.
8 videos. Yeah.
And there are 3 that are completely shot. They just need to be put together. And
I'll try to work on it tomorrow and get at least 1 or 2 out tomorrow.
I like how he gestures to Tach. They just need to be put together.
well, I don't want to be like, come on, man. Like,
I still have to get an episode of Taint Funny out as well, so.
And he works a full-time new position or
Well,
whatever.
no, from what I
He
heard,
hasn't
Tach,
started yet. Not until Monday.
I'm technically unemployed right now.
right now, Tach is technically unemployed. Yeah, you want to smoke some weed?
Because I finished my last day in security. I was in security on Thursday.
So what have you been so busy with this weekend?
If
Dang.
you're unemployed.
Damn, burn.
I had my kids this weekend.
Yeah? What else?
I've seen you edit. You've never edited with the kids at the house? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I think that's the ice cream truck.
That it is. I hear it.
Is that an ice cream truck? Yeah, fucking ice cream truck driving down the street. I mean, what is this? Am I going crazy? I'm hearing some sort of music in my headphones.
It's the beginning of
I
a
usually
horror
start
movie.
running down the
In
street.
it.
You know, listen, this is one of the cute things I love about Andrea. Out of any person I've ever met in my life past the age of, I don't know, about 10, nobody chases an ice cream truck like this woman right here. She will run down the street to chase the ice cream man down, holding money. And sometimes you would think it's for the kid. Oh, no, that's for her. She wants the ice cream out of the
Is
ice
she
cream
going,
truck.
ice cream, the whole time?
And the guy in the truck is always going, you're not my type. You're too old.
Too old.
You don't know how
understand.
I get my ice cream then.
That's a good point.
God.
I don't even have to look for the purse before I go out there. I just go after it.
All right, Tach, before we go into break,
Yes.
I want to cover a topic with you real quick.
Yeah.
So you kind of alluded to something earlier, and I brought it up on the show many times before.
Right.
No,
Your new girl that you're with. What's going on with Ollie?
she chewed on the cord.
Oh,
Oliver, no.
Ollie.
Just
No.
startled me. I didn't mean it like no.
I figured you just didn't want to talk about that.
Is the cord the name that you call your dick? He was chewing on my cord.
I call it Black Mamba.
Ooh.
All right, so Tach, we've
Yeah.
mentioned many times before you got yourself a girlfriend, but you guys are really secretive.
Right.
Are there any updates you want to give us or anything like that?
There is an update.
There's an
I'm
update.
so excited.
Do we need to call her and
She is
get
now
her
a he.
Do we need a drum
That's
roll?
on the show? She's a he.
yeah, that's the announcement.
Oh, that's funny. Do you want to call her?
I don't know if she's available to. Because I know she was going to do some writing. And so.
Oh,
Show it-
good.
wait,
She's working on the new book.
Writing? What's this you say?
Oh, hold on. Are we back yet?
I don't know. Are we?
Okay.
All right, we'll wait.
No, she can't right now. Sorry.
So give us the update on old girl, and we want to
Okay.
know. We care about you, and we actually have
So-
listeners. Believe it or not, we've got listeners that have emailed us and asked through Andrea, because Andrea is a hairstylist up at Brent Allen Salon, and a lot of the people that go in there have listened to the show because she's turned them on to it. So a couple of the listeners have asked her statuses on Tach and his love life and what have you. For a while, it's love life, and then people would snicker about Tach's love life. But
Yeah,
now
there's
it's
some girls
it's legit.
upset now. Tach is taken.
So, yeah. So, okay. So now we are officially going public. Now.
Oh,
As of like right now.
this is IPO, initial public offer. Wait, what do you mean right
Are
now?
you FBO
We haven't officially yet, but we can.
right now?
I was
you
going to
should-
do it earlier, and then
You should do it on the air.
Right now.
You gonna do it live?
If you.
You're logging.
Live on air. It's about to be
You're logging in.
official.
By the way, her name is Holly.
Holly, it's not Jane Doe.
Not
So
Jane
Tach is on his phone right now, like he usually is on the podcast, but he's on his phone.
Doe. Whatever.
He's
This time
clicking
he's
his
not talking to
profile. Is he?
I don't even remember where to go to do this.
go to about. I
About.
think.
That's what I was
There's
thinking.
no about. anymore.
Edit.
Oh wait, maybe about. I think you're right.
But
see around this
Look at him. His eyes are twinkling.
his eyes are
Like
watering a little.
Christmas. His cheeks
here we
are
go,
a
here we
little
go.
flushed.
Oh, he found it.
It's about to happen.
It's about to happen.
How sad is our life that this makes it official?
This is exciting for me. Our boy's going official. That's,
No, that part's exciting. I'm saying how funny is it that it has to be Facebook official?
That's true. Tach is about to become FBO, Facebook official, in his relationship with Holly.
Is that why I got invited here? No, I'm just kidding.
To celebrate
Is it like
this,
a party, a Facebook party?
to celebrate this, we've hired a couple strippers for Tach.
Oh, let me get the Dom Perignon out.
That's true.
I have been saving it for this moment.
Okay,
And
it's all set up. All I have to do is hit save. Of course, she has to approve it first. So.
Oh,
But it'll still show up on your page.
How embarrassing would it be if she didn't say it? If she didn't approve it? I mean, it's all like we're on the podcast going, it's official, text on it. And then the listeners go and look and it's on.
Okay, so Here we go.
Oh, damn.
Oh, no.
What a relationship.
Did you click it? Is it saved?
It's what's saved. She just has to approve it.
Congratulations, Tach.
Oh, I'm so
Thanks.
proud of you.
You're so proud of me?
Yes.
Thanks.
All right. Well, why don't we take a break, and during the break, you can text Holly and have her click accept to be your or to be your girlfriend.
I don't know the style of their relationship. You never know.
All right. The music you're hearing during the break is from DJ Gil Lugo. So take a look at his links in our show notes. We will be back in just a few minutes.
You with a flash, too fly to be a stab. Front of me, I'm like black. Boyfriend riding in the whip 'cause I drive stick.
Well, so for everyone out there, we want you to be involved in the show. So engage with us. Send us an email to show@livingpodcariously, or go to our Facebook page, right on our wall. Send us a message, private message, befriend Andrea, me, or Tach. Hit us up on there. Let us know what you want us to talk about. If you want to send Andrea a question for the Guyry, shoot her a message on Facebook and tell her it's for Living Podcariously's Guyry, and she'll ask your question. Yeah, that's it. Welcome back to Living Podcariously. Eric, you had
Thank you.
You had prepped something for us. What are you bringing us today?
What'd you get?
Well, it wasn't a top 10 list. I mean, I wrote it with it being the possibility if you needed a top 10 thing.
Wish I would have known that a couple of days
figured-
ago.
Make sure you get on that mic.
Ah,
There you go.
they are fetishes, different kinds of fetishes.
Oh, nice.
Are
The
these,
ones that
are these yours?
no.
Eric's top 10
No.
fetishes.
Well, I was actually, when I go down the list, I'll ask, and I was going to ask, if anyone would try one of these,
I'll try it.
but,
Don't say but.
Keep in mind, his last list that he brought had a anal plug that was a corkscrew porky pigtail.
I thought you said I would look cute in that.
Oh, yeah.
You would, but
I said you
With
look adorable.
pigtails. Little piggy tails.
Go ahead, Eric.
well, after saying if you're interested in trying one of these fetishes, if you would be with somebody that had one of these fetishes.
okay.
Okay?
So first it's if we would do it with you.
Yeah, do it with me.
If we would date somebody like you that was into this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this just your
I'm
way
ready.
of looking for a girl?
Yeah,
That's what he said,
it
if
is.
you'd be willing
Well,
to try it. That's what he said. Those are the exact words.
You don't
I'm
have to
ready.
limit it to girls. No, I'm just kidding.
Eric's about the just about the pleasure.
2016 now,
Eric's about.
okay.
Did you ever see the movie Paul? It's
Yeah.
just it's about the pleasure, man. There's no gay, straight. No, it's just about the pleasure. Remember, that's what he said.
That's what you always say.
I'll do it as,
Right.
I wrote it down with a personal preference, what I think is least horrible.
Oh boy, to worst.
Yeah, to the worst.
Okay.
In my view. And I wrote down the actual scientific, if that's even, it's the big word version of this fetish.
All right.
Abassophilia.
A bassophilia.
Does
Like
that have to do with
bassophilia.
fish?
Humping a fish, right?
You wish, buddy. Limited mobility sex. So that means that you have sex with someone that's,
amputees.
well, they can be someone that's
Quadriplegic?
in
They deserve love,
casts
too.
Like they could be someone in a cast, but
Temporarily.
you're attracted to that. I read specifically that an example was a couple got married, and under the agreement that she would put on so much weight that she wouldn't be able to leave the bed, so he would take care of her and do her.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't do
But
that.
but now I put that as the least. The one, if I had to go through this list, that would be the one I'd do first, because you know what I mean. Like someone has a cast. I didn't think that was a very big idea.
Yeah, that's not
like
too bad.
a limited or a nub or something. I would
With the
do that.
cast, they're going to heal eventually, so
Yeah.
be the
First-
good guy.
Well, no, we do have a problem with like an amputee, like missing part of a leg.
There,
or-
that's
as
another
long
fetish.
as they're not missing the
well,
part that counts.
falls into. That falls into. Well, no, you're right. That is a different
Yeah,
category
there's
of-
another fetish that is specifically who enjoy, I don't know if that's one of your 10, but who like having sex with people with missing limbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's odd.
The next, omurashi, having or watching someone have
Sounds like
a
some
full
Jimmy would watch.
bladder and then release it in themselves, or yourself holding a full bladder.
Just like,
Oh.
wait.
Like me earlier?
So, like,
yeah, it's like
Is this
either
like where a guy holds his urine and then
as much as possible until it like hurts, but like then releases it. That like sexually excites him, or watching somebody.
Well,
with a full
sometimes when I have to
bladder.
pee really bad and I
Yeah.
go in there to go to the bathroom, I'm like, oh, that
I was
feels
sitting there
so
thinking
good.
that feels
Does that
incredibly awesome, but not enough to like make it.
It's not
you know, like,
sexually pleasing.
Right. But some people do get
so
turned
this
on
this
by
is
that.
the fetish of people watching somebody essentially just urinate.
Or
Have a pee-pee
act,
dance?
watching or doing it themselves, like getting that full, their bladder that full.
Just to go to the bathroom.
Intentionally.
That's actually super dangerous. If you let your bladder get too full, you could like seriously damage yourself.
Kidney infection?
I'll be right back. No, it's fine.
Just go in front of all of us.
There
It's
you go.
fine.
It'll turn Eric on.
Apparently.
This next one, actually,
I'll do that one with you.
we were talking about somebody that we used to work with on Messenger at the surf shop
Yeah.
recently, and this person used to do this, and I thought about this person when,
Who are we talking about?
Is it the person we were just talking about like yesterday?
yeah,
Okay.
Okay, so it's not.
I'm gonna spell it, Frotteeurism, so Freuderism.
Freuderism? Is that like wanting to have sex with a hobbit from Lord of the Rings?
No,
That's
it's
like-
Oh, that's
One that has sex with
Frodo.
your mom,
Frodoism.
rubbing up
Frodo.
against somebody
Oh.
without their consent.
Oh.
That's what I do in clubs.
That's rape. What?
Rubbing up against somebody
Yeah.
without their consent?
rubbing.
Yeah, like, brushing, and that's what
Oh.
this person used to do that we worked with. He would like,
You're talking about a guy, right?
yeah.
Okay, so
Girls
no,
could have it too.
I understand,
It
but
didn't
we were just
specify.
talking about somebody else. That we always
The person we talked about yesterday was a guy.
Gotcha. Yeah,
You know who I'm talking about.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Do you remember him doing that? He used to,
No, I don't remember much.
I
about
remember
this guy.
complaints about him.
okay. You remember.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
him getting complaints, yeah.
Yeah.
What,
I only
customers?
saw him
From
like.
employees and customers.
No shit?
Yep.
Oh, man.
He would get that close, and he would act like he was being tough, but he was like, just trying to rub on you
Well,
and
he-
stuff. And
What, rubbing his junk or rubbing like his chest or arms or
well, he
just
had
whatever?
a huge belly and hand boobs, so it was mostly that, but
And a cool
But
belt buckle.
did he have a dicky do?
I don't.
Do you know what a dicky do is?
I don't
What's
even-
a dicky do?
A dicky do is when your belly sticks out further than your dicky do.
Mine does.
I'm getting there. I got a dicky do.
I have a tiny one.
Well, this guy that they're talking about also has mental
Emotional.
disabilities.
Oh, emotional, not,
He's emotionally handicapped?
yeah, emotionally handicapped.
Okay.
What is that?
Does that mean like the R word for eh?
I mean, it's like he could
You can't say the R word anymore.
go through regular classes. It's emotionally he's messed up. Like his emotions stop progressing at a certain age, stop developing in puberty or before puberty or whatever. I don't know.
So you can like make him cry easily. As
Yes,
an
yes, yeah,
example.
yeah, right.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Right. What was that? 8-7 Toilism
What?
or
I love twirling.
cuckoldism.
Oh,
I love
cuckold.
cuckling.
What?
Cuckold.
Whoa. There's a little more to it
Do it
than
at the
that.
same time.
Twirling cluck.
Watching your partner have sex with another person.
That's Adam.
That's Adam. That is Adam.
So, okay. Troilism.
Nothing has happened.
So that one is probably the most on this list so far that I wouldn't have a problem with.
The most? You would have no problem with that.
What? In fact, I encourage it. But
He does.
no, that's not
To
that
no
bad.
avail.
To me, that's not that bad of a,
That's horrible.
of a thing. Really?
Well, I guess it
You
depends
shouldn't
on
want to share your woman.
the relationship. I mean, if it's someone that's also into it, that's fine. Two people agree. But if
Correct.
one person doesn't, it'll never.
Yeah, it's off. Then it's off,
Yeah.
right?
Apparently it's the wrong person that disagrees, so.
Cuckolding that's a category in porn, and it's usually met with some kind of shame associated with it, and usually it's no, I'm serious. Usually it's some like businessman, little white dude, and has a hot ass wife, and then he always has some big strapping,
Isn't that-
usually black guy that comes over and bangs his girl
Well,
in front of him.
And
All
it's
right,
usually
so
for
we're
sh-
gonna go out tonight and get me banged.
I
Right?
thought that was called femdom or femdomism.
I'm
or
getting some tonight.
when they belittle them, like
I don't know see, I think it's cuckolding, but I think it's with a twist. Cuckoldings. There's a D in it.
I like
I
cockhold.
love cockholding. This is a great fetish.
Eric, you and I will do some private research on it later. We'll
Together.
You're gonna hold each other's cocks?
Yeah, well, I mean, scientific experiment, Jimmy.
While
You should
twirling.
appreciate this.
While I'm sleeping with another guy, they're going
That
to hold
works.
each other's
Yeah.
cocks.
And I'll twirl while
And you'll twirl while this is going on. What are you going to do, Jimmy?
Hold my pee.
Oh, there you go. We're set.
Eric's gonna fucking, oh my god, drive him crazy.
He's gonna be like, fuck this, I ain't reading my list anymore.
Okay, number 6.
Number 6.
I believe I might pronounce this wrong. Sacchofricosis.
I love sacchofricosis.
So let's try to break that down. It's something to do with testicles?
It's
Sack?
Kind of.
it's being turned on
kind
by a
of.
bag of French
I
fries.
was thinking about
Potato?
grocery shopping.
Potato sacks?
Sacks.
Yeah, it's being turned on by French fries.
You know, the rest of us in this room
Probably it.
teabag people. Chuck Norris
All
potato
of us
sacks them.
do?
There you go.
It's cutting a hole in a pair of pants and then being able to masturbate in public without no one knowing.
Oh, the old hole in the pocket
Yeah,
trick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Adam's like, oh, fuck, yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what it was
Fetish, that's
called.
normal, right?
Yeah, that's the old trick you pull on somebody. Hey, my hands are full. Can you reach in my pocket and grab my keys to unlock the door? Gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
that happens a lot.
Nobody else
Is
has
that
done
why
that?
you did that?
Is that just me that's done that? I mean, I didn't do
I'm
that.
checking all of your pants before you leave this house from now on.
Yeah, you are.
This one's kind of this one was on an episode of CSI, I remember. Paraphilic.
Was it said by Ice-T?
Paraphilic
Paraphilic
infantism.
Paraphilic infant.
The victim
That
had
has something
anal
to do with
contusions.
babies.
Dressed as a baby, and the partner acts as the adult figure. But as the baby figure, you wear a diaper, you shit in the diaper, you piss in the diaper. They
I did
change
that
you.
last week.
So you're saying that the guy acts like a baby?
Yep. And it sexually arouses him.
So you're saying
to
he
do that.
wears the diaper?
Kind of like when you're a kid, you play.
No, that happened when No Man's Sky came out, and Adam just wanted
Yeah.
to pretend like he did it so he didn't have to leave the computer.
Is there some inside joke between you two going on here? Because I don't get it.
It's called foreplay, what they're going to do later.
Oh, God.
There's a comedian.
Kind of like when you grow up and get married and you have kids. Alright.
It's John Mulaney. You ever watched John Mulaney? Seen John Mulaney at all?
No.
He's a comedian. He's so fucking funny. And he has a whole bit he does on CSI. Not CSI, but
It's
Law and Order.
Law and Order, that's what it is.
Special
SVU.
Victims
Special
Unit.
Victims Unit?
The one
Yeah.
with Ice-T, and he's like, well, I'm not gonna do the whole thing, but he starts off by saying, what he likes about that show is that they can say the dirtiest shit on there. He's like, the victim had anal contusions. You know, it's like, and this was said on an episode of SVU by Ice-T at 2:00 in the afternoon. And I just thought that was funny, and so, when he was talking about this, yeah, I'm not gonna get all into it, but it's just funny. You have to listen to
Was
it.
he funny when he said it?
Of course he was.
Just checking.
Okay, next.
You got your laugh track, Tach.
Okay, move
I
on.
thought she was going to say, I like anal contusions. Yeah, okay.
Only every other Thursday.
Sorry, Eric.
Number 4 on my list. Formicophilia.
Oh, yeah.
Formicophilia.
Get ready.
Formica. You like
that's
masturbating
that's
with
hopping on the
formica.
counter, right?
Yeah.
Get ready to tear your clothes off. To have bugs crawl over your body nude and bite you. Including your
Are the
genitalia.
bugs nude?
No,
or
no bugs.
Are we nude?
That's
They
called
take the time to
crabs.
dress hundreds of bugs in little bug suits.
Oh,
So it's like a formal event.
cute.
Are they dressed like babies?
So you're like the black tie affair.
If you're a
Bugs.
freak, Jimmy God.
So are there little evening gowns too?
Yes, there is.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So first they have to figure out which is the male and which is the female.
So
and
that's
then
what.
put the outfits
and then
on
they
them?
dress them.
I'm thinking the bugs dress themselves.
So like the movie Joe's Apartment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
Nice.
Yeah, that would freak me out. I'm petrified of fucking spiders. I can't stand
Do you
them.
scream like a girl?
Yeah, I do.
But I've got them all dressed up for later.
Yeah, no. Nope.
Dang. All right, take it off, guys.
Ooh, take it off.
Okay, this is the one I don't think I could ever
Well, all the other ones so
One
far
of
you're
the-
okay with? Just so I can understand.
It's like, okay, this is the weird one.
I saw a movie. Okay, hold on. I'll get into that in a second. Sympho or Symphorophilia.
Is that Semper Fi? Is that a Marine Corps
For,
fetish?
Yeah, it's humping Marines.
Yeah.
Watching a
Not bad.
disaster occur and then getting sexually aroused by seeing people hurt and injured.
Ooh.
That's a
Do you have to?
sick.
How do you
freaky.
time that out?
Well, there was a serial killer I watched on some special or whatever where he pretended to be a scoutmaster.
Crash.
He would take the boys
Oh,
out
I remember that one.
and they found the body of
Yeah,
his
yeah.
leaders hanging and stuff. But they said it started with a car accident. He almost got hit but saw a car and someone die in the car and he got sexually aroused. And that's when he knew the second there's something was wrong with him.
Weird.
And he grew up, yeah.
Have you guys seen that movie Crash? Not the Crash that came out that won like a bunch of Oscars and shit, but there was another version of this movie called, not version, but another movie called Crash. I think it had James Spader in it.
Yeah, and I had
There's
that,
a group of people that like were sexually aroused by
Yep.
car accidents.
No shit.
I saw it.
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen to me.
So I've got a weird obsession to certain types of natural disasters, especially tsunamis.
They turn you on?
No, not sexually at all.
the hell?
But so every single, and that's weird. Every single
He seemed
video.
disappointed by it. They don't. Can you believe they don't turn me on at all?
Well,
Even a little bit. I tried.
I try. It just never hardens.
Tsunami's like a weird one to want to compare to a sexual turn on.
I watched every single video on every fucking, video source online, all the social media you could find for the Japanese tsunamis.
Yeah, so did I.
I watched all of them.
That's not abnormal. Everyone does that.
No, but I got like really weirdly obsessed with it. If there was a new video, I had to see it. I felt like I couldn't go to sleep that night unless
Was that
I
the
saw
one
it.
like when Faye came? What tsunami was
Faye?
that? When
no,
Tropical
these are-
Storm Faye came? There
No,
was a tsunami right then.
there was a no, not tsunami. Those are storm surges.
I went through
Tsunamis
that.
are the earthquakes that.
Yeah.
The Japanese one where they had the earthquake and had created a big whirlpool. And
Yep.
I watched all those, but
Same time.
as far as YouTube videos and disasters, and what shakes me up the most is first listening to, they recorded all the communications on the airlines for 9/11 and then released it. It's like a 4-hour video of them talking about this plane's disappearing, this plane's
Really?
disappearing. That was hard to listen to. And when they started realizing something was wrong and then trying to get the word out, that was really creepy to hear. And ground videos, people watching it, actually makes you tear up a little bit. Like, 'cause I
Yep.
remember watching it live
Yep.
on TV. But there's so many videos out there of all the hundreds of people that are just on YouTube. I went through and took weeks watching them all.
Yep.
I like to watch stuff about cults.
Yeah,
Really?
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
I like to watch crazy people.
Me too. I love polygamists.
Well, who's
They're
that?
awesome.
The one they're
Still
going to
gonna be my
make the
sister,
movie
brother?
right now.
What?
What's the one that they're going to release the movie that they just remade? The one that killed the representative, U.S. representative that went down in like the 70s or whatever, and Davy Jones.
Oh, he's the one that made the Kool-Aid down in...
Doesn't he have a?
Yeah,
Doesn't he have a locker?
Oh
Georgetown.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
Georgetown,
watched
yeah.
all the
Doesn't-
stuff on that.
doesn't that
I get
guy have a-
obsessed with them sometimes.
Doesn't that guy have a
watching all
locker
of them.
somewhere?
Yeah.
Davy Jones's locker.
It's something Jones... Yeah, something like that.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Yes.
You should have picked up on that.
The,
tab.
the audio from that?
Yeah.
Have
Navy
you ever
guy.
heard the audio from that?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I have.
Where you can hear all the babies crying
Yes.
and stuff?
Yeah.
So sad.
Yeah.
I would have went.
Well, do you
head
know,
if you would.
I talked about this on Twisted 10, but not for a plug, I'm just saying. But did you know that,
Tach, you can plug your own show on your own show. It's okay.
but like, from the audio from there, what I thought was interesting is that what I found out because I did some research on Georgetown and all that, and they were saying that, they used to do practice
They did, yeah.
Kool-Aid drinking all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you more than anything that they thought that was a rehearsal too.
Well, no, if you hear some of the stuff he's saying on mic, he's letting them know that it's real.
Hey, guys, maybe we're the ones that are in the wrong. Maybe they are on a fucking comet flying across the sky right now.
No, they're not.
Just saying.
No.
I don't know.
You don't
And then
know.
he
Because
ended
I
up
talked
shooting
to them.
himself.
Oh, she talks to them.
Well, that went somewhere else.
I see dead people.
Oh, okay.
Eric, you should know out of anybody that this is a Segway kind of crowd. We will tangent into some
I want to
crazy
ride a
shit.
Segway.
It's
Segu?
fun.
Number one.
No, we can't say Segu. John's not here. We're not honoring his word.
The word of John.
Number
Sounds
2, this one is so disgusting. A bug chase, and that's what they call it, just a bug chaser.
A
And
bug
that's
chaser?
someone that's only out to catch as many STDs as, yeah.
Ew.
That's a thing?
That's a thing.
Like,
I
who
read
wants
that,
to
like-
do that?
It's not a very popular thing, but
Is
it's
this
a thing.
suicide?
I don't know. No, they didn't call it that. It's just, I don't know.
Is it is it like how Munchausen by proxy works, where they want the attention from
Probably
the,
something along those lines, but
Munchausen by
that's
proxy
what it is. It's someone that
I have crabs, and
They
I
search for
have
people that-
AIDS.
I'm grabbing that
and
sound
I
drop.
have-
We're going to start the episode with that. I have crabs.
You do that. You do that.
Oh,
okay.
interesting.
Number one.
I do. You do.
Voraphilia.
Vora? Raphilia?
Vorare philia.
Alright, see if we can break this down. Vora. I don't know the Latin root of that word.
I don't either.
Neither do I.
Is it like fauna and flora?
That's what I thought of too.
That only rhymes.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it has nothing to do with, maybe plants or animals. Am I close?
Voyeurism?
Nowhere close. Ooh, that's a
Nope,
good
no.
guess. No, not voyeurism. Vora. V-O-R-A?
Is it a lot of something?
Yes. A lot of something? No.
Oh.
A lot of freaks is what it is.
They've
of
made
bullshit.
movies about this kind of
Fetish?
act. Yeah.
Saw.
No.
Okay, tell us.
The suspense is killing us.
It's getting sexually turned on by literally eating someone else, like parts of their body.
Oh.
Oh, like,
Yeah,
what's his name?
Cannibalism?
Yeah. But cannibalism with the boner.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Ugh.
It's not just a meal. It's
Ugh. She gets excited when I eat her, but
I
not the
was
same
gonna
way.
say, you like to eat me.
not parts of you at different times.
you like to do that. Adam likes to
And that's the list.
That was right before y'all got here.
Oh, that's nasty. Not that, but
That because of the crabs?
yeah.
No, crabs are good.
No, you combine two of them, crabs and then the insects with
One of the
clothing.
first pictures your mom showed me was you eating crabs, so I
Boom.
just trying to
works.
live up to your
You're like, I'm a
fantasies.
natural fit. A match made in heaven.
Just
no,
get some
good.
crab legs and you can go to town.
I got you some crabs.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks for the list. That was really, really good.
Good.
disgusting.
So to answer, let's go back to your original question when you first started asking this.
Would you try it?
Oh, yeah. I forgot
Would
about
you,
that, yeah.
are there any on this list that you guys would try or have done?
I'd do them all.
I've held my
It's
pee
fine.
a lot.
Yeah, but
I-
that's not for a sexual arousal,
No,
though, right?
not for sexual arousal.
Well, I'll go run down real quick. The dresses as a baby, would anyone do it themselves in this room?
I would do it only if she wanted me to. If it turned her on, I would do it.
That's
I would-
into the next question. That's part two.
I would do it
okay.
as a
Would you
joke,
do it for
but
your
no.
partner?
I wouldn't.
Would you do it for your partner?
I would do it for my partner, but it does nothing sexually for me for the baby thing.
No pooping and
I would
peeing
just
in
to
a
see the look
diaper.
on her face.
And I wouldn't be any sexual. I wouldn't be sexual at all. It would just be funny.
You'd be laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
Why are you
I
laughing,
might like
Mommy?
to try out a diaper just to see how it feels to pee in it.
Mommy, stop laughing.
That's it.
I would do it just to see the look on her face because Tach and Eric know my wife and she's very, like, serious, like
Very
logical.
formal.
Yeah. And it would just be funny. It would be hilarious to see the look
Oh
on
my
her face.
god, if she knew I made this kind of a list, I wouldn't be allowed to your house anymore.
Tack, would you do that?
No.
No, not even if your
Same
girl
thing,
wanted you
too.
to?
I don't know.
That's a yes.
I know that she wouldn't.
Holly wouldn't do
If she
that.
told
She's
you
a
to dress up
princess.
like a baby, you wouldn't dress up like a baby.
Can we get Holly on the phone to ask her if that'd be something that she'd want?
No, we can't.
He would dress up like a baby.
Holly's a
No.
princess. She doesn't want her prince to do that.
Oh, that's nice.
All right, what's
Okay,
the next one?
have bugs crawl on your body for your love partner.
Never in a million years.
No, that's all right.
No?
I would never.
I
ask
dress
you.
up a baby. as
I
a
wouldn't
baby
even
before
want him in
that.
our bed.
I would put bugs on my baby.
Maybe if they were wearing tuxedos, though. If they were wearing the tuxedos, I might go there.
Now, the twirlism or the cuckoldism could be asked in a couple ways. Would you do it if your partner wanted to do it, like they wanted to be with somebody else, and
Adam
let
would
you watch?
100%.
Yeah, there's no question I would do it. I've done that in the past.
Absolutely
Can you say
not.
if?
I guess if she wanted to, well, I don't know.
You would?
Would you be
Yeah,
sexually
she-
aroused? So let's ask it the
I
way
wouldn't be
I think
sexually
you were.
aroused, no.
Would you be sexually aroused watching your wife do that or your girl do that with somebody else?
No.
No.
See, you're normal.
I mean, if she really wanted to, I guess I would.
But
let her,
wouldn't
I
you be
wouldn't-
jealous and hurt? Like,
I don't know.
I don't.
I would be, and I wouldn't want to do it. So.
You would be what? You would be turned on by it?
No, I know, absolutely.
think
That's
not.
his girl,
Now,
and
what
he
if
doesn't
she
want anyone
wanted
touching
to
her.
watch you be with another woman because it turned her on?
Oh, hang on a minute. Now the tides have turned. Hell yeah, I'm in. I'm just kidding.
No, no.
How about this? Like, what if you did a 4-way, right? A foursome.
A swap?
Would you get turned on doing a foursome?
He already has.
Wait, so foursome with who? Just swapping like,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I would.
How is that different?
No, there's no difference for me.
Because
I would
you're
be
still
interested in both.
watching your
Yeah.
significant other.
He would
with
do
someone
all
else.
of that.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that. I wouldn't do any of this other bug
Not
shit,
me.
but the multiple partners doesn't bother me.
You would do all of that.
I have no jealousy emotion at all for
Bug shit is probably a whole nother.
gross.
So the foursome with the bugs not happening.
Yeah, foursome with the bugs is not happening. That's my line.
That's the only one I'm gonna do. But they have to be wearing tuxedos.
Me and Tech brought bugs for nothing.
Are they all dressed up too?
Yeah.
No, Adam told us.
I was all night making little outfits for him. Duct tape.
Are you
Unbelievable, Adam.
limited
I know.
mobility sex? Well, we can take that in a different, like, okay, someone fat enough that can't move themselves.
Nah, I'm all
I can't
set.
find
Why are you
it.
pointing at Tech?
I know. Why'd you point at me?
Somebody fat enough to get moved?
It depends on how much I love them.
It would depend on how much you loved him?
Yes.
Okay.
I couldn't get myself to let somebody do that to themselves just for my sake.
Well,
No,
Adam
what if they
told
wanted
me.
you to become the pig so they could...
Don't even like grace it with any kind
No.
of pleasantry.
There's no way. I wouldn't know. No
I
way.
wouldn't let someone
That
do
would
that
freak
to
me out. Like being like
Yeah, no.
the fat ass.
No.
like
here as
I wouldn't have a problem if someone... a cast, you know what I mean? I could work with a cast, I think.
Yeah.
But
Or missing a limb.
I don't want them to break their arm for me to have the cast.
I think the fact in that is that it wouldn't turn you on because of the cast. You'd
Yeah,
be willing
that's
to have
true.
sex with them if they had an injury, but the injury itself wouldn't turn
Yeah,
you
that's
on.
true.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, just
That's a hot cast.
if you were like,
Baby.
if you wore a fake cast like on your arm or something, like how would that really change anything? It'd make it a little awkward, but I mean, how would that really?
I just keep thinking of little British bugs and bow ties.
Now they're British.
Could I? Wait, not Australian.
They're adorable.
What's the
We're
next
gonna
one?
start a chorus.
Having or watching with a full bladder wet themselves.
Yeah,
like,
that's not, for me. No,
yeah,
not at all.
On either.
yeah,
Yeah.
on either end.
Do you wet yourself in front of them too?
Yeah. You get, I mean, whatever.
Ready, Adam?
Just a
No.
piss party.
We already went over that story in my past. Not interested.
So would that be the same as peeing on someone?
No, that's actually something different.
That's
But
Whole
since
different.
we're there, do you like the golden showers?
Never done it. Never had it.
Do you know a mutual friend of ours never had that happen to him before, but he was very, very interested in trying it with his significant other.
Did they do it?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think so, but
did this person want to try it out of curiosity? Like,
Yeah.
I want to see why people like it,
Yes.
or was he turned on by the thought of it?
he was turned on by the thought of it, but
Okay.
it was more for curiosity. He thought that it would be fun just to try, but he wanted to try it just for the experience, but it did kind of turn him on thinking about, ooh, this could be kind of fun.
Interesting.
Could you imagine? That would be one of those things that instant regret if you really didn't like it. You're right in the middle of it. You're like, oh my God, what the fuck did I decide to do?
Let's do it in the shower.
What do you do while someone's
Right,
peeing
that's what
on
I
you?
would say. Like I
Okay,
could
that's
see like
enough.
in the shower or
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, not like on my face or something, but you pee on my leg, whatever.
You're supposed to do like they do in porn. Just be like, ooh, like that.
With your mouth open?
I mean,
What if
I'm-
it gets in your mouth?
I'm guessing. I don't
No,
know.
you gurgle.
Oh.
and then spit it
Must be
back
good
in
for
their
your
face
skin.
and leave.
Jesus.
You hold it in your
God.
mouth and then make out with them.
This is getting out of hand.
Out of control.
This episode's out of control.
What was the other one? The next one?
Let's see. Rubbing up against someone without their consent.
I know. I mean,
It doesn't seem like a big deal, but I wouldn't do it because I'd feel like I'm violating someone.
right. I
like-
wouldn't do it for that reason as well, but
I mean,
How many people are you rubbing up against?
none.
Okay.
Well, you.
Do you mean-
and Tach.
well, I mean, that can be taken a couple of ways. That can be
fine.
taken like rubbing up against your significant other without their permission, or rubbing up against perfect strangers without their permission. Because one's like,
What if I get turned
one's
on?
kind of weird, the other one will get you arrested.
What if I get turned on when somebody rubs up against me and doesn't realize that she did it?
What part of her body?
Oh, usually her ass and it's on my junk. Would that be?
Should I be listening to this?
How does that
No, it's
happen
hypothetical.
accidentally?
That's a great question, but it has happened. And I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing?
I thought you
know?
just said it was hypothetical.
It is hypothetical.
But it just happened.
Really?
You just said.
Did it? I didn't see it.
Well, it's like you guys.
This is when I was in high school. And the reason I bring this up is because
You're
it was...
still in high school sometimes.
Am I in trouble? Did I suddenly get in trouble in the studio? What just happened? Oh, okay. All right. Because I got that turned me on, yes, but I have no arousal for like going up and rubbing.
If you were getting in trouble, it would be the finger stinging.
Well, it's like you guys have touched on it in the past, but like I think it was Tach that had said, and it might have been on the old episodes talking about getting your hair cut. And I think you had talked about that as well, saying how it's for a guy, it's like a kind of essential experience.
Yeah, Tach.
So like a question to you would be like, have you ever had guys that kind of act a little creepy when you're cutting their hair?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Just me.
Well, I rub everything all over you when I cut your hair.
That's true.
Except the bugs and the pee.
Was that all?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
All right, cool.
The bug chaser. No, I'm sorry, not all of them.
Oh,
Almost.
the bug chaser?
The one that wants to catch. Like, if you had AIDS, would you let her
Oh,
partner have...
gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I got
She's
confused
like,
because
I
we
want
had
to share in
bugs.
your misery. It's so hot.
That's the nastiest
that's
thing.
gross.
Yeah, no. Out of that entire list, that probably is the worst for me.
That was 2 for me. I couldn't eat somebody. I mean, you can
I
eat
would eat
somebody
someone before.
you got it.
I mean, think
yeah, why not?
again. I could eat somebody for survival, but
Depends
not
on how
sexual
hungry I
arousal.
Yeah.
Just
I
saying,
love
if
this
I'm
spleen.
stuck.
Eat me all the time.
The hand motion sold it, Eric. I love the spleen.
Watching a disaster happen.
Sexually aroused? No, but I am fascinated with those disasters.
Yeah.
But no.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
All right. No, good list. Awesome.
Awesome.
That list was brought to you by Taint Funny. Because of what Tach does for a living, because what I do for a living, I often pull stories that are somewhat space related. So I wanted to see if you guys had heard about this yet. Do you know what Proxima Centauri, first of all, let's look at Proxima Centauri. Do you know what that even is?
Another system.
Is
Star?
that a planet?
Mm-hmm. That is our closest neighbor in the galaxy.
Is this about the planet they think
4
another
light-years?
Earth-like planet might exist there?
All right. So much for my story, Eric.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one that's 4 light years away, right?
Yeah, 4 light years away. So it's relative to, in astrological terms, it is right next door to us. It is like an arm's reach out from us. But, they just discovered Proxima Centauri B, which is a planet that is orbiting one of the stars, and it's a 3-star, it's a trinary system, but it's a planet that's orbiting one of the stars in what they call the Goldilocks zone, which is the zone that could be
Not
habitable.
too hot, not too cold.
Very good. Know your nursery rhymes.
We already know all this, so what's next?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
We're nerds, duh.
Well, so the important part about this is Stephen Hawking is leading an initiative. You know who Stephen Hawking is, right?
Yes.
Perfect. He's leading an initiative to send a nanocraft probe to investigate this. The $100 million initiative, funded by Russian billionaire Yuri Milner, announced that in April that it planned to send a nanocraft probe that weighs just a few grams to Alpha Centauri. They're going to get there, Tach, in just like a few years, like 20 years. For 4 light years,
Nice.
traveling that fast, that is ridiculously quick.
That is pretty cool.
You know how they're going to do it?
A pulse engine.
Freaking laser beams. Like
on
no
freaking
shit.
heads?
But because it's so lightweight, it can actually be propelled with lasers, and they're going to shoot lasers from Earth to hit this probe to keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and it's going to hit 20% the speed of light.
Why don't they just put a laser on board the craft?
Because
Well,
the
it's 'cause
laser
you-
doesn't propel
It's
itself.
the same way
it has
like
to
you
hit
can't
and
have
react.
like a fan on a ship. You know, you can, you know what I mean?
Wait, say that again?
Like you can't have a fan like on a ship hitting your sail. It doesn't work.
It's all about relativity, yes.
Right.
Because you're creating the same amount of drag as you would be at the same amount of
Right,
thrust.
right.
Yeah.
God, that's going to have to be extreme. The further it goes away, the more accurate it's going to have to become.
Yep.
That's insane.
Absolutely.
Can't there just be a second one that just travels next to it? Like, I don't know. Does that work?
They'll be pushing each other away from each other. So no.
Yeah, good point.
After the probe reaches the destination, it will scan for habitable conditions and even signs of life. But it's probably not going to be likely there's anything there. According to reports, and these are initial reports, so this could be wrong, but there's about 100 times more radiation than Earth has. So unless it's got a ridiculously strong atmosphere, then any life is probably radiated to death if it ever had the chance to evolve there. So really cool. Really cool,
That is
potential
interesting.
for expansion in our universe right at our next door neighbor.
But then again, if you go to Chernobyl, there's a lot of wildlife, and that's pretty radioactive.
Yeah, that's an interesting case study. So Chernobyl has more radiated and mutated life that has been able to survive and adapt in that environment than anywhere else in the world.
What's interesting is
that in the Bikini Atoll.
The laws of nature, like if an animal does mutate, the other animals won't mate with it. So they say there have been instances of mutated animals, but then they die off because they can't reproduce.
I think I've seen some of those strippers at one of the places here. I've seen them mutate, and I wouldn't want to mate with
That's
them.
probably the Russian one.
Yeah. That's the same thing as the Bikini Atoll, where they were doing all the nuclear testing back in the 50s. That same stretch of islands has got these ridiculously exotic fish and coral and things that have grown that should never have been able to grow in that area.
And they said what's great about Chernobyl is it's not like you can hunt there. I mean, what are you going to do with it? You can't take it home.
Yeah, you can't eat it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tach and I are mutants. Red hair is a mutation.
That's right.
Red hair is a mutation.
There's special superpowers.
All right. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back in studio in just a minute.
Said our hustle's work is never through. We making it 'cause we making moves. The only thing we know how to do. Said it's the only thing we know how to do. Work hard, play hard.
And welcome back to Living Podcariously. Again, guest hosts in studio, Eric and Jimmy from Taint Funny. Just missing Johnny. Johnny, where are you?
Yep. Johnny, can you hear me?
Johnny Angel, how I love him, how I tingle when he passes by.
Every time he says hello. Sorry.
Oh, that's touching.
All right, it's the Carpenters.
So in the spirit of Taint Funny, I wanted to bring up something that's in media right now. So you guys have Netflix. Have you guys seen Stranger Things?
Hell yeah, who hasn't?
Everybody has then, right?
Well, I only saw the first episode.
That's why I said that.
Oh, are you serious?
Remember Eric when he's all like, "Oh, I'm going to watch it this weekend. It's no problem."
And I did. We watched the first episode.
The first episode, yeah.
How could you stop?
And then, well,
We watched the first one. We were like, next one.
So
next one,
exactly,
next
yeah.
Wait,
one.
I think I know the answer to this. This is the first weekend she came up here?
Yeah.
That'd be why. They were a little busy.
Ew.
It
What, I'm
took
talking
us
like
2
having
days.
picnics.
Ew.
We're
I
listening
think
to
it's
records.
beautiful.
Attack picnic.
Picnics on each other's crotches.
Well,
I think Holly and Tach are beautiful.
that's funny.
Thanks.
Sorry.
All right, so the girl that plays the star, she plays. God, I don't want to say.
Who's the star?
You know what? You've had enough time. The girl who plays the star of the show, her name in the show is 11.
Yep.
She goes by 11 or
Is
by
that the
L.
bald girl?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the bald girl.
Okay.
Her real name is Millie Bobby Brown. She's actually 12 years old. This I found this list from Inquirer via Lifestyle. So Inquirer.net via Lifestyle. These are 11 things you probably didn't know about that little girl. So
I don't know anything about her, so I'm sure.
I wonder if her parents were R&B fans. You know, like Milli Vanilli and Bobby Brown. Yeah.
oh,
Anyways,
good call.
sorry, go ahead.
Millie Bobby Brown. Well, that'd be 12 years ago. A little bit still relevant, I guess. Milli Vanilli? Nah, Milli Vanilli was already exposed at that point.
But
Yeah.
they liked him.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Maybe her parents were Milli Vanilli.
Oh, shit.
All right, so I'm going to go through this list of 11 things that you didn't know about 11, or the star of the show, Millie Bobby Brown. She was scared while watching Stranger Things. So watching the own show she was involved in, she was actually scared. Number 2, her siblings are her social media managers. So Millie has sisters, they're older sisters, and they run all of her social media because, of course, she's now blown up. She was a nobody that turned into a somebody.
She was a singer, I think, before. She had a lot of songs online before she did the show.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So she was she was more of a singer before the show happened.
No shit. I didn't know that.
See, that's another thing you didn't know about Millie Vanilli, Bobby Brown,
Bobby Brown, Rihanna.
Whitney Houston.
Millie didn't during the recording. So during the show, and you got this from the first one. This isn't a spoiler. It's set in the 80s, and it's set from like our generation of fans of E.T. and Poltergeist and all these
it's
other shows.
very Spielberg-like.
Yeah, absolutely. Millie didn't know what a record player was and learned about one on the set of Stranger Things. She actually had no clue what it was. She said, when I got on the set, it was amazing and the props department were fantastic. I never knew what a record player was. I was like, what is that? She quoted herself in a quote. Well, whatever. It's got a circle with a stick in it. And they were like, that's a vinyl. And she got one for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
So number 4, Millie went on an 80s watching binge to get into the role. Some of the movies that she watched and some of the shows she watched were The Goonies,
Yeah, I was going to
Nice.
guess Goonies.
The Stand By Me,
Nice.
E.T., Poltergeist were some of the films that she watched.
I wonder if she came up with that list, or did the director ask her to?
I'm sure the producing agency and director
because
came
how
up
else would
with
she have
that.
known? Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like Stand By Me. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a
Because
great
she was
movie.
11.
Well,
Of
there's-
course she knew.
Well, there's a lot of those elements from Stand By Me in that movie or in the show.
Right.
When you get further into it.
You can pick apart. I mean, E.T. is an apparent one
Oh,
that's in there.
it's obvious, yeah.
You know what else was in there was Super 8. Did you ever see Super 8?
Yeah.
That's more
Spielberg,
recent.
too.
That's Spielberg, but it's
Yeah,
more
it's-
recent. It's actually really good.
Yeah, it's almost like he went back to his roots because he went back to kids again, and it's like supernatural, like kids, like because that was his shtick, like in the 80s, you know.
Yep.
And so
I
I
don't
kind of
think-
went back to that with Super 8.
I don't think Spielberg is even involved with those.
Not in this one. I don't think he is at all.
He didn't do Stranger Things?
No.
I don't. I'm gonna double check right now because I
I don't think he had anything to do with
I don't
it.
think he did either.
I thought he produced Super 8. He didn't direct. I thought,
I'm talking about Stranger Things.
oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm gonna double check on both of those things.
Was that a Light? What's the production company between him and Light something?
ILM?
You're talking about ILM, yeah, Industrial Light and Magic. That's just for visual effects.
Yeah.
No, LucasArts and something else came together and made a giant conglomerate production company.
I don't know.
I forgot what it is. Oh well. Listeners that know are going, what the fuck? You don't know this?
They're screaming right
Yeah.
now. Get in trouble at work.
Millie can do different American accents, and this is number 5, and would switch from a Southern accent to her original English accent while ordering at McDonald's.
That's awesome.
So she has got a good vocal range for accents. Number 6, she's currently watching a Netflix special, Friday Night Lights.
You stalking her? Jeez.
Should I be jealous?
Right this
Like,
second,
no, I have
she's
a
watching
webcam in
that.
her apartment.
No,
She's
she doesn't.
watching it right now.
I'm not into her. She doesn't have long hair.
Adam made this list.
She's currently wearing a red shirt.
Number 7, one strange fact about her, she's extremely annoyed by people who are loud eaters. Now that rules
have a-
all of us out. Then,
They have a
doesn't it?
name for that. I can't remember what it's called, but they have a name for
Annoying is what it's called.
people that are bothered by that.
Drives me up a wall when somebody lip slaps and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Well, when they're eating. Sorry.
Ollie is all about that. What is that? Are you eating something? All right, so number 8, despite 11 becoming a worldwide sensation, Millie can still walk around unrecognized.
Oh, yeah.
She says, my hair's grown, so I don't even look like 11. I wear prescription glasses, too, so people don't recognize her. So she is a very common face, so she does not stand out at all.
Well, plus I'm sure the accent throws people off, too.
That's true. That's a good point.
I can't seem to get it to pull up. I keep getting this network error.
Are you connected to my Wi-Fi?
Did you pay your
I
bill?
was, and I clicked off of it to try that.
Is it on?
Did you
Yeah,
pay-
it's on.
Did you pay your bill?
Yes, I did. As soon as I got back from Vegas.
Is it an iPhone?
Shit.
There you go.
I'm trying to go back on your Wi-Fi. Let's try that.
Okay. Number 9. She enjoyed putting her martial arts skills to use on the show. She enjoyed, Millie enjoys boxing, jujitsu, as exercise, and she was actually thrilled to be able to use some of it during one scene on Stranger Things. We won't give that away for Tach, but I remember the scene
Yeah, I
where
remember that, too.
she used that.
That's before she died, right?
Speaking of,
Yeah, clearly before her death.
speaking of like martial arts training, what's funny?
Nothing.
He's not even paying attention.
No, he's not.
Me?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oh, what did I miss?
Nothing. They were given spoilers.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of martial arts training and using it on TV, on Netflix, more specifically, like, you guys watched Fuller House, right, when Candace Cameron did
Watched
that?
them all.
Fuller House might as well be called Tits Out. I mean, let's be honest.
Not really.
Look, the
Kimmy
sister?
Gibbler doesn't have any tits.
No, not Kimmy. The other sister.
Stephanie?
I don't remember which sister
It's
it is.
DJ
Jody.
and Dee Tanner.
Yeah, DJ and DJ. Yeah.
DJ Tanner?
All she would ever wear is
No.
very, very revealing shirts. I appreciated it, but that's all she would ever wear.
I can't get this to pull up. I think there's
I didn't even know you watched it.
The few times you had it on at the old house, I
He
watched
waited
it.
till late at night when he went to sleep.
I knew it. 'Cause he's like,
Yep.
I'm not watching that show with you.
Why? What was your...
Anyway, she did an episode where she did like some hardcore, like What was it, Jimmy? Was that like?
No, it was like entertainment wrestling, like WWE.
Yeah,
stuff.
like it was Candace Cameron, like doing.
But
like,
she was obviously doing it, and it was all done in one take. It
No
wasn't
yeah,
shit.
like she was like climbing all over and
Exactly.
flipping things and slamming down,
jumping off
I
the
was
top rope and shit.
Yeah. I was like, that's really her doing
Was
that.
this,
when
Holy
was this when
shit.
they were doing the celebrity wrestling and they had Dustin Diamond up against some?
No, this was on the show.
Oh, it was on the show.
Yeah, it was
it was
an episode of Fuller House.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I must have walked in when he was watching that one.
Change it quickly.
He's trying to act like he didn't.
I turned it over to the Weather Channel.
Really? That's I didn't see that.
Every time I walk in here, you're watching the Weather Channel. What is that all about? I'm interested in the hurricanes. What?
Why do you have your dick out?
Hurricanes back in February, huh?
Turn me on.
Because they're
Yeah,
talking
you know.
about blowing and kind of made my mind wander.
Number 10, she wants her shaved head to inspire people. While she had to shave her head for the role, Millie is hoping that the act itself would encourage and inspire people.
I
She
hope
says,
it doesn't.
There are kids out there who have no
What a
choice, who have alopecia, cancer, terrible diseases, etc. And I thought, why not inspire people to think it's cool to have shorn hair? Is that actually a word? Shorn?
You didn't like her hair?
It's probably a misprint meant short. But I have her hairstyle. Jimmy does. We think
I
it's
had
pretty.
it.
That's
in
why I
high
thought it was
school.
funny. You're like, I hope it doesn't. I'm like, you're wearing it, man.
No, I don't want girls to think it's cool, you know.
Certain girls can pull it off.
I shaved my head in high school.
Yeah.
Like, if you remember the London Olympics, there was a Russian gymnast that had shaved her head right before because her sister or something had cancer. And she still looked normal. She didn't.
Sexist.
Get him.
What's
Get him,
that,
Eric.
Adam said he'd break up with me if I cut my hair, though.
Oh, yeah.
Cut
No
it or
question.
shaved it.
Shaved it
He
especially.
just said cut.
Well, if she shaves it, she becomes a guy and I can punch her for it. But
Oh,
God.
I'm just kidding. Feminists out there. All right, number 11.
You should make the same rule for him.
Yeah, same
But
rule,
she
please.
cuts my hair, so
That's true.
I don't have much of a choice.
I do cut his hair.
All right, number 11. She doesn't quite understand so-called the upside down herself.
No, I don't think anybody does.
Tack
Unless
hasn't
you're a
quite.
Dungeons and Dragons
what?
fan.
Tack hasn't quite made it to this yet. There's a
The upside
so
down.
there's some what the label that they put for the other dimension is called the upside down.
Oh.
So
It's because an analogy that a physics teacher gives him.
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So that is that. And of course, in this list about the girl that is not Winona Ryder, they had to at least bring up her name once. Me and Winona, we've given up, is what her quote said.
They gave up.
They gave up on trying to figure out what the upside down actually
Oh,
is.
trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Just sucks. We have to wait. That's all. That's number 11.
I just hope it doesn't get canceled and we never know.
If they renewed Fuller House, they're gonna renew.
They renewed Fuller House?
Yeah, they're gonna renew.
They have to
yeah.
renew Fuller. You know,
Fuller
Fuller
House
House is the
will
most
do it.
watched show. It's
Not
like-
anymore. Not anymore.
Well,
it's not.
okay. Well, Netflix, you know, it was like, it was ranked up there with, what was it? I put this, it has statistics on it. It was like,
was
something about
such a
millions
bad
of views
show.
per episode.
What the Fuller House was?
The first episode of it was awful.
But you can't stop because you just love them. You love them from your childhood and growing up.
After
so you
watching
just
the
have
first
to.
episode, I had to be convinced to watch the second one. I'm like, this is horrible.
That's
This is
how-
the worst show I've
That's
ever
how
seen.
Ron was. Ron finally watched it
Yeah.
and he texted me, right? He's like, I just got done watching the first episode. This is stupid
I was
fucking
like
shit
angry that I
I've
watched
ever
it.
seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
And then about 2 or 3 hours later, he's like, text me like, oh my God, this thing just happened on here.
Yeah.
It's fucking funny.
Yeah, second episode it
like,
takes
aha.
off, but anybody out there in listening land that watched the first episode, give it another one. 'Cause
I liked the
first
first
one sucked.
one. It had
I just hate how
everybody.
corny it
I
was.
kind of did
But
too.
Rebecca turned retarded. What the heck happened to her character? That was not Becky. Aunt Becky did not act like that. She got on like drugs or something. I don't know. That was not Aunt Becky.
I don't
And
even
didn't they
remember. Which
play
one's
Uncle-
Becky?
Uncle Jesse's
Uncle Jesse's
wife.
wife.
Oh,
They
the
had
hot,
twins.
the hot one.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Didn't they play Uncle Jesse as kind of like a hornball this time?
No, she was the hornball.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not sweet Aunt
Have
Becky.
mercy.
Don't quit your day job, Jack. Oh, wait, you're unemployed right now.
Oh, that's right. I am unemployed.
That's right. You're unemployed.
This is my only job right now.
Yep. And you didn't bring any material.
Nope. I'm prepared.
All right. So, so you brought up Ron's name for just a second. I'm going to plug his show real quick. Football season is starting. I think I'm the only person in this room that cares about football, though, right?
Yep.
I love football.
Pretty much. What's your favorite team?
Dolphins.
Go Dolphins.
Yeah.
Got her, Eric. I've
Steelers.
got her trained. You're a Steelers fan?
Yeah.
Go
Nice.
UFC. Oh, sorry. That's
Yeah.
not what you're talking about.
That, by the way, speaking of UFC, holy shit, McGregor beat beat the fuck out of him.
Is that college?
Yeah, and then ran away.
Yeah, well, he did do a lot of running away, but
He did
he
a
still
whole lot of running away.
he still had the better. I mean, the better connections. All the blood in that ring was completely not his.
Well, you know
That
what it was? It was the leg kicks.
There's a ring in
100%
football?
leg kicks.
No
If he
shit.
hadn't
And they
done
do
those
leg
leg kicks in
kicks.
the first 3 rounds, I don't think Diaz would have stood in front of him like he did.
Huh.
You know what I mean? I think it just kind of took away his mobility.
I know. That's like the Rockettes. The leg kicks. Dun, 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 dun.
You and Tach have that in common.
We were
The Rockettes?
practicing earlier.
But yeah, football season is starting here very, very soon. I'm hosting a fantasy football league, and we're having the draft here next Saturday. And Ron is my only friend that decided to come into the league.
I'm going to make you food.
All my other friends said no. I really don't have that many other friends, so I guess it wasn't too far
So
of a
this-
stretch.
No, you just don't have friends who play fantasy football.
That's a good point.
So this league consists of you and Ron?
Yep, that's it.
Now there's 8 guys that are in this league.
I found the rest of them for him.
Right on.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much she did. But no, it's, if you've ever played fantasy football before, do you even know the concept behind it?
I kind of know the concept, yeah.
The only rule that I've got for that league is that you have to be present in person for the draft.
Okay.
And the draft, as you go through, it's a serpentine draft, so you draw numbers out of a hat. It's 1 through 8, and then it goes 1 through 8, then 8 through 1 for draft order, and then it repeats that process for 18 rounds. And then you just pick your players from all the different teams, and then you create your starting lineup and compete against each other head to head for points. So it's a lot of fun. Think of it this way. It's been referred to as this, and I support this comparison. It is Dungeons and Dragons for jocks. That's
Makes
exactly
sense.
what it is.
Do you have a hat for this, though?
No. Do Dungeons and Dragons guys wear
You
hats?
said you draw a name out of a hat. And I don't think you have any hats.
No, I'll have to, maybe I can go get a Santa, a Christmas stocking and use that.
Do they have this for UFC, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Fantasy, they do, really?
Do they really
They
have
do, yeah.
fantasy UFC?
Oh, yeah.
No shit.
You already play.
No, I don't.
Do you draw numbers out of a hat?
I've never done it. I don't know. I thought about
do
it.
you go up and then back down again? Like he does?
You nerds are making fun of jock nerds now? Is that what's going on here? You motherfucker.
What kind of nerd am I?
You're a cheerleader. Not a
Cheerleader nerd?
You're a
Does that even
cheerleader?
go together?
You're a drama nerd. Drama
You are
nerd.
a drama nerd.
I thought it was a drama geek.
Oh, sorry.
I was
You're
a
drama
thespian.
Kind of like a, nice. Oh, sorry. Kind of like a band geek or, you know,
Yeah, well,
I think it's a drama
I've never
geek.
known anyone in drama that were geeks.
Thanks.
They were all the hotties.
I lettered in drama and chorus.
I think me and Tach were the only 2 straight guys in drama at our school, so.
Yeah?
What?
No offense to anybody out there.
I think you were the only 2 guys in drama at our school.
I think we were, yeah.
You had all the girls then.
Not really.
Well, yeah,
All the girls in
You'd
drama.
think, but no.
no.
I was in drama in high
I was
school.
going to say Adam was in drama.
I did a little bit of finger stinging on the
Whoa!
on the stage
Whoa!
and in the light booth.
Finger what?
Finger stinging? You know what finger stinging is, right?
No.
Bow.
Jeez.
Bow, bow, bow. No?
That doesn't
Getting
help.
dirtier.
It is. It's getting worse.
Fingering a
He's
girl?
like pointing his finger.
Do you
at
make that
this
noise
sound.
too? Pow, 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 pow,
Yeah.
pow.
Yes. Let me tell you. Now you know what
Really? He makes the noise?
I was
Pow,
going
pow,
to say.
pow,
Now
pow,
you know what to do with her in the bedroom.
Was it in the
eyes again.
Was it with the librarian? Or
No.
library?
Lighting booth. It's the, I went to Mel High.
The lighting booth.
It wasn't too far. Yeah.
What's a lighting booth?
My daughter is not going to that high school.
Where
she
are you?
likes drama.
Where you?
Were you under Civicus?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. And before him was Gabe, if you know who that is.
I knew him from Summer Fine Arts back in the day. but
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. No, I was definitely one of his students.
Can you please explain though?
What, finger banging? That's all that is.
Finger banging. Is that what you said?
What? What did I say?
Pow, pow, pow.
What did you say?
Bow. What?
Finger sting?
Finger
stinging?
Finger
Finger
stinging. It's
sting.
just another term for fingering a girl, man.
That's how you get the stink
What do you
finger.
get out of that?
So that is what
What?
you meant.
What do you get
then.
out of that?
What do you mean? What do you get out of that?
Yeah, what do you get out of that?
I don't know. Exploration, experience, curiosity.
Smelly fingers.
Then you go back to your buddies, go, hey, come here, smell my finger. Yeah.
Oh, so you really
Oh,
literally
yeah.
meant you were finger banging a girl.
Yeah.
I thought it was some sort of slang term that we didn't know.
Yeah.
No.
I did too.
That's why we were laughing so hard. We're like, what the hell is that?
Some code for some
some sort of lighting thing.
Yeah.
Tech crew something. We're like, what?
No.
It wasn't tech crew.
I figured he like touched the live wire when he was hooking up a light or something.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Looking back on that was some dangerous shit. You know what a cherry picker is?
Yeah.
And that's not a euphemism for something sexual. That's an actual device that you raise up like fucking 45 feet in the air to change lights. They let high school kids like me do that unattended.
Oh, you guys had a
back in the
cherry
day.
picker. We just had a tall ladder.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, no, we had a cherry picker that you fucking had to, it wasn't like electric. You had to crank it and it
Boogie,
raised.
boogie,
We had a
all the way up.
shower curtain.
What the fuck?
Chickasha, Oklahoma.
Oh, Chickasha, Oklahoma.
Shower curtain for what?
That was
We
their
couldn't
stage.
afford
To
real
change
stages.
light bulbs with?
That was their whole stage.
Put on the shower curtain so you can change those light bulbs. All right.
That's awesome.
We didn't have light bulbs. We just had flashlights
We
and
had
candles.
shoes.
What? They were wooden though.
In high school, we had shoes. What? I thought
No, we
that's what
couldn't
we were talking
afford
about.
shoes. No shoes.
We had desks.
All right, so on finger stinging, let's take another break, and when we come back, we're going to hear from Andrea. And now that you've got 4 guys to ask the questions to, we've got the Living Podcariously Guyry segment coming up. Take a listen again to DJ Gil Lugo, and we'll be right back.
Peering into the inner thoughts and expressions of men. Women submit questions for Adam and Tach to get brutal, honest admissions. We call this the Guyry.
Guyry? Really? Is that the best we could come up with?
All right, guys. This first question is anonymous.
Oh, shit. That means
Like
it's one
that-
of our girlfriends. or
Like the
spouse.
hacker group anonymous?
Could be. Who knows?
It could be one of our girlfriends.
It could be.
Look at he loves saying it now.
It could be one of your girlfriends or wives. What do men really think about foreplay?
It's a waste of time. No, I'm just kidding.
What do you mean? What do
What do
we
you
think about it?
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
It's
I'm not.
it's a needed thing to
For the woman?
get the usually yes for the woman, but it's a needed thing, and it's
Guys don't need foreplay at all?
usually. I mean,
Do we need it? We don't need it. No.
You just take your clothes off and you're done. It's good.
Well, I mean, it doesn't mean we're automatically hard. We need some sort of stimulation.
Isn't that called foreplay?
Well, yeah, well, okay, we don't need as much.
So you don't like your dick sucked?
No, yeah,
Isn't that foreplay?
yeah.
Most guys, though, you
So,
can just...
so all of you are blowjobs out. No foreplay.
Well, most guys, you can just show your boobs and we're ready. You know what I mean? It's like...
yeah.
Not you specifically. Well, I don't know. That's saying,
that was
but
mean.
Nice boobs.
I was gonna say that was mean, not you. I'm like, no, not you.
So the background behind foreplay is that it is more predominantly for the woman. That doesn't mean guys don't enjoy it. However, it's much more important to do, in my opinion, for the woman to get the woman in the mood, unless she's just, in one of the moods for just a quickie or just something, raw or whatever. But if it's absent all the time in the relationship, then that is a problem on both sides. But no, it's predominantly more for the woman to
not that we don't enjoy it.
I think most guys that are in a relationship don't really think about it at all. It's just, it's normal. You know what I mean? I think guys that are just out to get laid,
You want to know
they
what
don't like it.
foreplay for a man is? If you show up in the bedroom with a beer and a sandwich already, ready, that's foreplay. That's great foreplay right
Eric, what do
there.
you have to say?
What? No. I don't know. There's times where I enjoy it and there's times where I don't care for it too much.
You just want to get to the action?
But it just depends on my mood. Like, there are times where I do enjoy it first.
Yeah, I agree with Eric on that one.
All right, you guys don't like blowjobs. Got it. All right, the next one is from Gabby.
No, we didn't say that.
But that can't be the only thing sometimes.
Yeah, just a blowjob is not foreplay for a
Eric
guy.
went through a whole list of things that he would much rather do.
That was awesome.
He was very specific. No, not just a blowjob.
That wasn't your strange fetish list. That was what are Eric's foreplay list. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Dress up little buggies.
Holding your pee. Go ahead.
This one's from Gabby in Florida.
Good.
What should women stop worrying about during sex?
Jesus, everything. What the hell are you worried about? Don't worry about anything.
The way you look,
Yeah.
the way you smell.
I
if
think
you're
a lot
doing
of-
it right.
That's what you're worried about?
I think
Yeah.
girls are worried about how they look. I would say not.
most.
Because it seems like a lot of girls like the lights off, and I think it's because they don't like the way they look.
Uh-huh.
When he's going to let me have this closet.
Andrew says, I talked over your joke, but that was so funny. When is he going to let me out of the closet? So the question was, what do you think girls think about during sex?
No.
What should women stop worrying about?
Stop worrying about during
Stop
sex.
worrying
I
about.
would say definitely how you look. 100% how you look.
But if you feel overweight and you're in a
What,
weird
Eric?
position and you feel like it just feels gross.
Trust me, the guy thinks you're hot.
Yeah.
Really,
If
you have
he's
nothing
in
to
there,
worry
it's
about. Yeah.
good.
You have nothing to worry about.
There's a sure sign. And it's
But
very
not
visual.
you.
Not you. No. We're talking about other girls.
He's speaking general.
Of course,
No,
it's
I'm
for
just-
Gabby.
I know, I'm just kidding. Eric, you're about to say something.
What should they be worried about?
What should they stop worrying
Stop
about?
worrying.
Stop worrying about.
It's like,
Stop
what
worrying
should you
about.
need to worry about your hair or whatever.
I need to worry about getting the shit out of the house before I wake up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Seriously, that's not. No, that's not me.
They should
I'm kidding.
not worry about whether they know me or not. Or
Wait, do I know you?
Or what their friends will say, or
friends.
the guy watching from the corner.
And they should always stop worrying about the blinking red light in the corner. You know what I mean, guys?
Or if the gun
Or is that just me?
Or if
I
the
need
gun's
another
really
woman.
loaded. Is the gun really loaded? You
or
know,
if the bugs are going to bite them at all.
I need a woman in
All
here.
right.
Or if
No,
I
I'm
have
kidding.
STDs, because, she just don't stop worrying about that. Just don't ask. I can control when I climax. I don't need a rubber. Don't worry. You stop worrying
Yeah,
about that.
you're not going to get pregnant. Stop worrying.
No. These are nudicles. They're not real testicles. So just stop worrying about it.
That's funny that you said that because the next question is, do condoms really make things numb for guys?
yes.
Yeah, I'd have to agree there. It depends on the condom, but most of them, yes. There's a couple of them that are like ultra sensitive for him type condoms, but those usually break.
I know. I put those on and I started crying. It was weird.
Well, I mean, it's also like if you listen to like Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla used to have Loveline on MTV.
I remember that.
And one thing they used to say to people a lot, because these girls would call in and say, my boyfriend, ejaculates too soon, premature. And they would always say, have him wear a condom.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, that certainly helps that.
Yeah.
Before throwing it back a little bit further, even before that, I remember being, I don't know, maybe 16 or 17, listening to Loveline on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
It
They
was
still have the radio
simulcast.
show.
Yeah.
I think it's a podcast now. I don't think it's on the radio, but.
Way back in the day.
So you guys all use condoms all the time.
Let's listen, we're trying to be honest with our audience here.
I have a baby on the way,
Well,
so
Jimmy's
no.
married. He's all right. It's all right. Yeah.
In the beginning, I'll say that. In the beginning.
Like
he's
the
getting all
first
religious.
2 minutes, and then you take it off.
Until
Fuck this thing, throws it up against the window.
Sticks.
Well, how about reverse guyry? Like, does it feel any different for the girl?
Oh, reverse
good one.
guyry.
Yeah.
Good question.
Because I've heard girls say they don't like it.
ribbed
Yeah,
for
it is
women.
different. It feels more like an artificial thing. It feels-
Interesting. So it feels more
Yeah.
like a toy than.
Yeah,
guess a guy.
I don't have that much experience though. Not saying I don't use I mean, that many guys. So, but yeah, other times, yeah, it just
What
feels
about
kind of artificial.
ribbed condoms? The ones that have the bumps
Never
in the.
tried
Well,
that.
they're for her pleasure. Yeah.
French ticklers.
But it would
Not
still
her
feel
pleasure.
more, I would think more like a dildo more than an actual thing.
Yeah,
so
that would make
the
sense.
guys that I actually am with, that I go all the way with, all the way sounds so young. When I go all the way, it has to be really special. So
Like,
I can tell you
out
right-
to dinner with
I can tell you right now what John would say to answer that. He would say, "No, I used a rhythm method." That's what he would say.
A rhythm method.
Jimmy's getting
You
really
pull
good
out?
at doing John.
Yeah, ask him. Ask him real quick. Just see if I'm right.
What's the rhythm method?
I'm not gonna.
I have no idea. He's never explained it, but that's what he says.
If I ask him anything, he's gonna be like gross, and
Then he's gonna assume you
I'll
got
ask him.
offended.
Give me his number. Tell me his number. I'll ask him. Do you use a condom? Random phone number.
Jimmy does no wrong in John's eyes. So Jimmy, you ask.
Okay, so
not.
the next one is from April in Ohio.
Okay.
How much do men actually tell their guy friends about their sexual encounters?
Everything. No, I'm just kidding.
Depends on how good of friends they are.
Yeah.
So how much do you tell your good friends?
But I tell Tach probably everything.
Every little detail?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, until it gets awkward and weird.
Every breath he takes.
Tack?
Yeah, but no, he does. No, they're right about like it depends on how close you are to the friend. Like I may tell Eric something much more dirtier than say I would Jimmy. I don't know, or maybe Adam. I'll tell Adam something really disgusting that I wouldn't tell Eric. You know,
And then what would you tell me?
and I would tell you that we made love.
Oh, that's so cute.
You know, I meant not with my girlfriend, but with Adam and
Yeah.
Eric and Jimmy.
That is so cute.
You're satisfied with that. But what I'll tell Adam or Jimmy or something
They
like
need
that.
more details than that?
Yeah, they want more.
How much more do you need, Adam?
I don't think I've ever told, I mean, other than on podcasts, of course, which is telling the world, but I don't think I've actually ever gone out of my way to tell my friends the details, unless they've specifically asked.
Usually guys will ask.
My boy Ron in the past has asked some pretty specific details about what he's wanted to know.
Like what?
Details about the situation, not just the
He
sex,
likes-
but
yeah,
detail.
he
He likes
loves
the story.
details.
Elaborate.
I don't remember the
That's
specifics.
exactly a good impression. That's it.
Yeah, you're doing a good Ron. Is that are you doing that on purpose? Now say fins up.
Fins up.
You sounded just like the intro
That girl, I know,
Yeah.
right? I've been practicing.
Have you heard his intro for his Dolphins pod? Yeah, that's Andrea's voice. I did one, but he called me a fucking surfer.
Dude, you're
I
like,
could kind of see that.
you were like, yeah, man, this pins up. You were doing something weird.
I didn't
voice.
mean to until I heard it
Welcome.
on the podcast with you guys. I re-listened to him like, oh, I do sound like a surfer dude, don't I? Guess I got to kill that. I've yet to re-record that for him. I pulled a tack on him and haven't re-recorded it for him yet or edited
You
it for
attacked him? God, you're mean, man. He's supposed to be your friend.
All right, Sally in Florida wants to know, do you expect...
Oh, Sally. Ooh, that girl. Nobody? That's like 1988 rap
I
right there.
gotcha. I just forgot about it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Don't hit me.
Do you expect women to moan as much as porn stars?
No.
Moan as much
Yeah.
as a porn.
It doesn't have to moan. I mean, little communication.
They can scream, talk dirty.
It doesn't have to.
But the
moan.
girls in porn, they moan at some stupid shit. You know what I mean? Like the guys won't even be touching them when they're moaning.
We'll be in the other room.
So,
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes, ah!
so like if a girl did that to
Soundbite.
me, I'd be like, don't patronize me. Like, no, I know better.
And then she goes, no, I wouldn't do that to you.
Exactly. No, my Jimmy, no.
All right, so vocalization during love making.
If it's genuine.
I like it, yeah. I like
Yeah?
to hear it.
Yeah, no, I like it as well. I mean, those of us who have kids know that.
Oh my gosh, you're
women-
gagging me all the time.
Women prefer to be noisier when nobody's in the house. That's for sure. I think it seems to help to get to a certain point for them to not have restrictions on being vocal.
I get in trouble all the time.
I think if it's natural.
To take that to another level, some women I've been with in the past have wanted to do things that they see porn stars doing.
The girls
which
wanted
is
to do
not,
that?
yeah, which is not
You
always
didn't like it?
No, well, so here's the thing. Some of the angles that they use in porn are done that way for the ability for the porn to be able to be videoed.
Yeah, it's for the camera.
It's
yeah.
for the camera, not for the enjoyment of either party. It's just for the viewer to be able to see better at angles. So when you try to do some of those angles, it's really uncomfortable and not much happens. It's
So you
really,
don't like me to put my feet behind my head?
no, that angle's good.
Okay.
No, I can't really think of a particular angle that I'm talking about, but there's functions that don't really work as well in real life as
So
they do
where
in
the
porn.
guy kicks his leg way up high up on the back of the toilet.
Is that Wally
Yeah,
sucking
yeah.
another guy's dick? Is that?
Oh, everything we've tried seems to work.
I still can't believe
Hey.
Eric's that flexible.
The what? Oh. I have a reverse Gary question. So do women like guys to make noise?
Yeah, because it makes you feel like you're giving them pleasure.
Like over
That's
the
how we
top,
should have
though?
answered Jimmy.
Wait, like
Damn.
dad noises? The dad noises? kind of noises.
Dude, do some dead noises.
I love that. Oh my goodness. I'm getting hot right now.
Now, do you want us to be all like, like
Not
loud like
fake.
that? No, not fake.
Do that
like,
again, Tach. Wait, can we hear Tach do that
That sounds
again?
like you're taking a poo.
That's so. Do that again, please. Do it again. Come on, Tach, give it to us. Oh my God. Do it. That is a shit. You're right.
Yes.
That's taking a
Yes.
shit.
The only time that happens is like right when they're coming.
Oh, gotcha.
That'll slip out, but I don't think it's voluntary.
Okay.
And it's not all the
When you
time.
say they, you mean Adam. Gross.
I didn't say any names.
Is that what you do, Adam? Do
I wasn't really paying attention.
Go,
He's not paying attention at the time. He probably has no idea what he sounds
He's probably
like.
daydreaming about doing it.
Yeah, I was thinking of angles still.
What are we trying tonight? Oh, no, we're gonna go get me laid, huh? You're thinking of the angles you want me to put
Yep.
me with the other guy in.
Bugs in outfits, yes.
Wasn't there? No, there was something. Weren't you guys supposed to download some app or something on your phone?
Yeah, it
Bang
was.
Fit.
yeah,
Bang
what
Fit.
happened with that?
Yeah,
I'm waiting.
Whoa. For the man who is supposed to do homework all of these times,
that's true. Yeah.
you have more assignments than anyone.
How many times this week, Tach?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
See, I
how many
listen.
is it?
Do you masturbate anymore now that you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
All guys
Oh,
do.
okay.
I figured out how you stop a guy from masturbating if you don't like it.
How's that?
You come home from work, give him a blowjob, and go back to work. He's good for the day.
It's pretty fucking
Take it
good, I'm
home.
just saying.
Yeah,
Put
that's
hot
true.
sauce
It's a
on the
good
hands,
theory.
too.
Well, he has no reason to masturbate. You just walk in, give him a blowjob, go back to work. Works out great if you don't like your guy watching porn. Just to let you ladies know.
That's the best advice from the Guyery segment ever. Just saying.
That is cool.
I have one last question. Melissa in Florida wants to know, why do guys have an obsession with spanking women?
You gonna talk about Neanderthals or whatever Neanderthal?
It's been reversed in my situation where
You like
she
to get
said-
spanked?
No, she has asked for it rather than me want to do it.
Yeah, I'm kinda,
I've been asked
like,
by more
I've
women
never-
to be spanked than me wanting to do it.
Well,
Giggity.
I've never been into that.
Okay, like I'm big on whenever like she walks
You're
by,
big. Bragger.
smack,
Well, I don't
smack
think-
her on the. Is that what you
That's-
mean?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
that's
I
the
think she's talking about
obsession.
during sex.
No, I'm thinking all the time.
Oh, okay.
Just
Because I
what's
do
the
that a
obsession with
lot.
it?
Yeah. Anytime she walks, I would smack her ass, and she's walking by.
Listen,
I'll do
you
it
just-
a backhand on the back of her ass.
Just got to remind her who's in charge, Tach. That's what that's for.
Yeah.
That's all
What-
that
what's
is.
the
No, but
obsession with it?
the girls like it, you know, and I like doing it too. So
Tach does it to us too when we're recording.
Yeah,
at
it's
his
really
house.
awkward and
I
weird.
bet.
Yeah.
it
It's
just
to the
shows
point
that
where
I'm
we
in
just
charge.
hold our pee and we don't pee during the podcast.
I know.
Just
We
till he
get it.
spanks you and
Yeah.
then you let it go.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then I just sit around and I go, "Do you guys have to pee?" And they're like, yeah, really. Like, okay, just hold it.
To Tach, that meant there's a break and he's taking a
That's
15-minute break. On Taint Funny, they go or something, and that's how they take their breaks.
clapper.
Instead, I go.
But yeah, I enjoy it. I like doing it. And the girls usually do too. Usually,
Are you still talking about spanking us?
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, I like doing it.
it could be anything. It could be anything from a dominance thing, an inherent original.
mine's just like, look at that ass, bam.
Yeah, I'm an
That's
ass
what
guy, so I get more pleasure out of it than I think that you would get because I like smacking asses, and I think I receive more of the pleasure than you do out of any of that.
What's the pleasure you get out of it?
I don't know. It is sexual, it is for sure, but it's not like smacking your ass makes me want to have sex, but it's a sexual part of your
yeah.
body.
Well, I don't think it's so much the smacking the ass part. It's touching her butt.
No, because if I just went up and touched her butt, it's not as pleasing to me as if I smacked it.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah,
Touching her butt's fine. Don't get me wrong. I like touching her ass too, but I enjoy just out of nowhere coming up and just smacking that ass.
Oh, I've got the red
Yeah.
friends to prove it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I like it. Yeah,
You like it when I smack your ass?
I like when you smack her ass.
Oh, okay.
Cuckolding.
Cuckold?
Cock holding.
Cuckolding.
Cock holding, twirling.
Twirling. Wouldn't that hurt? Oh, God, stop.
You twisted my dick.
You twisted my dick.
Okay, that's the end of the diary.
A good Guyery. Thank you very much. That's awesome. And by the way, for the listeners, our boy Jimmy Klein is the inventor of the term Guyery.
Oh, yeah.
You were the one who came
Thank
up with that
you.
term for us
Yeah.
originally. We were trying to think of
This
what
is
the
my
hell.
new diary.
What the hell to call
My
this?
diary. I won it last week.
Dave and Buster's.
It's winking.
It is.
It is winking.
It's like
It
your
looks
cat,
just like
Jimmy.
me.
Looks like Jimmy's cat.
That one.
It does. Looks like Willie.
One-eyed Willie?
Yeah.
Goonies.
All right, so are we all done?
We're done.
What's wrong?
Was that this or was that you? What was
No,
it?
that was Eric tapping on that.
Oh, was that with Eric? When he was tapping.
What is that? I'm
lost.
That's our band.
If you guys like, oh yeah, that's right, we had a little band going.
All right.
All right, so if
How can listeners find Eric and Jimmy?
well, I was going to have them do it, but
Okay.
we can do it. I mean, well, okay, I can do it. I don't know, Eric. How can people find you?
How can women? You almost said,
Yeah,
how
he
can
almost
women
said, "How
find
can
you?"
women find you?" Yeah.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Just look out your window. I'm there.
I'm not in the yellow pages. If you Google, no, I'm just kidding.
They still have those?
Just look up cock holding in the yellow page.
You look up cock holding anywhere, my face is right there.
But not cock twirling.
Cock twirling, no. I'm anti-cock
Is that like the
twirl.
helicopter when you stand in the mirror naked with a boner and make it go in a helicopter?
Yeah.
Okay.
But with someone holding on to it.
Jesus.
That'd be difficult.
It might come off.
Anyways,
Anyways,
Anyway,
look
go
up
ahead.
The Compound on YouTube. Compound the channel or whatever. Or Taint Funny on Facebook. Taint Funny... Taint everywhere.
Taint
Look
everywhere.
up taint.
iTunes, Google Play Music
Right.
app.
Wikipedia taint. Picture of Eric.
Or Santa Ana Slapper.
Santana Slapper.
What about Twitter? Are you on Twitter?
I don't know what my Twitter is.
You
Do you ever? I don't ever use mine either. I guess
don't.
I should start actually using Twitter.
All right, Jimmy Klein.
I'm on Twitter too, but I don't know what it is. I have no idea. I'm assuming Jimmy_Klein. I don't know though.
No, you're not. I think you're Jimmy K Photo or something
Something like that. I don't know. And then on Facebook, I think that's it.
We're gonna have to get up to it, do another episode. Maybe we can combine forces again and it's probably best for me and Andrea to come to your guys' studio and record with all of you get there because we'll know all four of you will be there plus Tach will be there, and we'll just come up there one night when you guys have already made arrangements to be together.
And they can also get a hold of you guys at taintfunnypodcast.com as well.
True.
So.
Yep.
And if you'd like to get a hold of us here at the show, we are on Twitter at Podcarious.
We're on Twitter?
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
And also on Facebook. And you can get a hold of us how?
Send us an email to show@livingpodcariously.com and we'll respond back. If you want to send Andrea a direct question for the Guyry, send it there, or just message her on Facebook. She'll receive the messages there and use them in the next week's Guyry segment.
Unless you're Asif.
Unless you're some Pakistani guy who's creeping on her right now.
As if.
As if.
All right. Well, that concludes our show for this week. Yeah.
Yeah, think so.
Alrighty. Well, for Living Podcariously, my name is Tach.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Andrea Joy.
And our guests.
I'm Eric.
I'm Jimmy.
And we're from Taint Funny.
Good night, everyone.
All right. See you next week. Bye. I don't know either. We gotta figure it out. So.
I don't know if you saw on the episode that you were on, I released the cover art for the MP3 cover art, and then I put in the top right hand corner, really small, the insignia or symbol or whatever your cover art is for your channel for the compound. I put that in there.
That's cool.
Kind of like a little Easter egg. Nobody caught on because nobody said anything about it, but it's up there kind of hidden. So this time I'll make it great big for you. So
That's cool.
it's obvious.
Nice.
But yeah, it's called The Compound. It's on YouTube. So do a search for the Compound on YouTube, and it's got 8 videos up there right now.
Yes, 8 videos.
8 videos, yeah.
And there are 3 that are completely shot. They just need to be put together. And
I'll try to work on it tomorrow and get at least 1 or 2 out tomorrow.
I like how he gestures to Tach. They just need to be put together.
I don't want to be like, come on, man. Like,
I still have to get an episode of Taint Funny out as well, so.
Andy works a full-time new position or
Well,
whatever.
no, from what I
He
heard,
hasn't
Tach,
started yet. Not until Monday.
I'm technically unemployed right now.
right now, Tach is technically unemployed. Yeah, you want to smoke some weed?
Because I finished my last day in security. I was in security on Thursday.
So what have you been so busy with this weekend?
Dang.
If you're unemployed.
Damn, burn.
I had my kids this weekend.
Yeah? What else?
I've seen you edit. You've never edited with the kids at the house? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I think that's the ice cream truck.
That it is. I hear it.
Is it an ice cream truck? Yeah, fucking ice cream truck driving down the street. I'm like, what is this? Am I going crazy? I'm hearing some sort of music in my headphones.
It's the beginning of
I
a
usually
horror
start
movie.
running down the
In
street.
it.
You know, listen, this is one of the cute things I love about Andrea. Out of any person I've ever met in my life past the age of, I don't know, about 10, nobody chases an ice cream truck like this woman right here. She will run down the street to chase the ice cream man down, holding money. And sometimes you would think it's for the kid. Oh, no. That's for her. She wants the ice cream out of the ice
She's
cream
going,
truck.
ice cream! The whole time.
And the guy in the truck is always going, you're not my type. You're too old.
Too old.
You don't know how I
understand.
get my ice cream then.
That's a good point.
Oh, God.
I don't even have to look for the purse before I go out there. I just go after it.
All right, Tach, before we go into break,
Yes.
I want to cover a topic with you real quick.
Yeah.
So you kind of alluded to something earlier, and I brought it up on the show many times before.
Right.
No,
Your new girl that you're with. What's going on with Ollie?
she chewed on the cord.
Oh,
Oliver. No.
Ollie.
Just startled me. I didn't mean it like no.
I figured you just didn't want to talk about that.
Is the cord the name that you call your dick? He was chewing on my cord.
I call it Black Mamba.
Ooh.
All right, so Tach, we've mentioned many times before you got yourself a girlfriend, but you guys are really secretive.
Right.
Are there any updates you want to give us or anything like that?
There is an update.
There's an
I'm
update.
so excited.
Do we need to call her and
She is
get
now
her
a he.
Do we need a drum roll?
on the show? She's a he.
Yeah, that's the announcement.
Oh, that's funny. Do you want to call her?
I don't know if she's available to, because I know she was going to do some writing. And so.
Oh,
Wait,
good.
wait.
She's working on the new book.
Writing? What's this you say?
Oh, hold on. Are we back yet?
I don't know. Are we?
Okay.
All right, we'll wait.
No, she can't right now. Sorry.
So give us the update on old girl, and we want to know.
Okay.
We Funny and Living Podcariously. So the question came in, and this is answered by each of. It was supposed to be each of the four of you, but I mean we know Johnny. The traditional game of fuck, marry, kill out of each of you
nice.
about the other three members. So Tach, let's start with you. Out of Johnny, Eric, and Jimmy, fuck, marry, kill, and you have to say why.
Right,
And then we'll go around to the other
I've
ones.
never heard
really
of
a-
this game.
That's not really
You've
a
never
fair
heard of
question,
this?
though.
No. What is this game?
So you have, out of three people, you have to name who you would fuck, who you would marry, and who you would kill.
Usually it's done with
Mine
celebrities.
would be all the same person, I think.
What, from Taint Funny?
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
So, okay, well, what were you saying, Jimmy?
I was saying it's not really a fair question because, like, Eric and John are pretty much already married. And then me and Tach are pretty much already married. So, it's not really a fair question, but.
Well, okay, out of Eric and Jimmy and John.
And you got to say why.
Now, of course, you
right.
can't play the game and not explain why. I would oh God, this thing keeps hitting my nipple.
Wait. We talking about Eric? What are we talking about? What's hitting your nipple over there, buddy?
Okay, the things I would, man. Okay.
You
It's
have
gonna
to
make me
hold your
sound-
nipple to answer. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna sound like John's gonna hate me because I would kill John.
You're going to kill John, yeah.
I'm gonna kill John. Not that, it's nothing. I just don't think he would be good in bed. And everybody knows I would marry Jimmy. And me and Eric, well,
Yeah.
Scroggin' time it is.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Hey Eric, you want a dirt hump?
All right, Eric, what about you?
What?
Fuck, marry, kill out of John, Tach, and Jimmy.
You can kill me. You're not going to offend me.
You taking the? That was.
Well, you just want to get fucked by Eric.
I don't know how to answer this.
Just answer it honestly, like in your diary.
Because I have this in my diary.
Pretend we're not here.
I do have this in my diary.
I'll close my eyes.
Oh my god.
You're thinking about fucking.
You know what?
Hell yeah,
I'm
yes.
actually, honestly, I'm more worried about the killing part.
That's what I was worried about.
It's so gay. That's really gay of me. I'm like, I'm
I
more
wanna hurt
worried
his
about that
feelings.
than, yeah, exactly.
You're not going to offend anybody.
He threw out to go ahead and do it. I'm gonna,
You
but I'll
can
do
kill
the
me.
same.
You're not gonna hurt my
I'll do the
feelings,
same for you though. You can kill me. So
That works. Okay.
All right. So I'll kill Jimmy.
You definitely are not having sex.
I'll kill Jimmy. I don't know. You had the sex thing going on. That sounded good. All right. Tach and I.
You go fuck Tach.
There's a match. This is kind of like Tinder. We have a match now.
I'll marry John because I've known him for so long. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
You know what makes him happy.
yeah, exactly. I do.
All right.
Boom.
All right, Jimmy.
Well, obviously I'd marry Tach.
Mary and Tach.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's gonna be beautiful.
And
Another
I'd have to hump John because I think he's packing.
John is packing?
No, I think
Yeah.
Eric's packing.
Oh, Eric.
Yeah,
You're
so
scared.
I'd probably choose to hump John instead. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
See, that way I just made a compliment.
Thank you,
I'm telling
Jimmy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true, everybody.
You're listening to Living Podcariously, bringing you real men's perspectives, unfiltered, unapologetic, and uncensored. Recorded live in the Living Podcariously studio in world-famous Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Welcome to Living Podcariously. This is, I think, episode number 28, I believe. I don't know. I'm starting to lose count. My name's Adam. I am one of your hosts. Sitting to my left.
I am Tach, and I am also one of the hosts.
All right, and across from us on the lady chaise.
Hi, this is Andrea Joy.
Hey, Andrea.
What's up?
We have a couple of special guests in studio this week. In fact, Tach, why don't I let you do the introductions, because it's almost as if it's an episode of some other podcast that I'd like to listen to.
Actually, I think this is the most we've had in the studio since we've done this reboot of the show, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice. Well, who we have on the show is no strangers to the show, that's for sure. We just never had them in here together. But it's 3/4 of Taint Funny with us here today. So we have Eric Snyder.
Hello. How are you?
And
Eric.
Jimmy Klein.
Hello.
Jimmy, how you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
And Oliver's chiming in. Hey, nobody else is coming, buddy. Nobody else.
But no, actually, he was expecting John.
You should give him a mic.
Oh, yeah.
Do I have to share the mic with Oliver?
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
Yes, you're going to have to. Yeah. So, no, John, what's going on? What's up with
Did you
John?
invite John?
I always invite John. John never seems to show.
Just for the record, I didn't invite any of you guys here tonight.
No.
Just so you know.
You know what?
I don't want John being like,
That
well,
sounds
how
so
come you didn't
dickish.
invite-"
I didn't invite you guys here tonight, just so you know.
Yeah, that was all
I
Adam.
invited you.
That was all Adam and Andrea. So.
Yep. No, thank you guys for coming to the studio. We appreciate it. That's awesome. So let's go over real quick. This is, again, like Tach said, 3/4 of the show from Taint Funny. Might as well have just done a joint podcast for Taint Funny and Living Podcariously.
Actually, we haven't done that. We should do that.
We should do that.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun. Do you think you can corral Johnny to get over here?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. That's the bump in the road. That's the difficult one to get. But since we got you guys in here, give a couple of plugs and talk about Taint Funny a little bit to our listeners. So in case somebody is just now listening for the first time to this show, what's Taint Funny all about?
Jimmy?
It's about me. No, it's basically about all things media related, whether it be written media or, I don't know, anything from movies to comic books to cartoons to music. We talk about everything.
Sweet.
Anything media related.
Okay. Yeah, I did a couple guest spots on there, which was a lot of fun. And, I don't remember. You guys were doing something that you guys shit canned real quick. The questions for the leader of the podcast or something like that.
That was John's episode.
John's idea.
It was like a debate, like a political debate.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And then I think he came out the next episode and said, yeah, I'm shit canning that idea.
Which is kind of funny because that's like our most downloaded episode.
really?
Is it really?
Yeah.
No shit.
It has
Anytime we talk
hundreds.
about politics, for some reason it downloads a lot.
Well, like,
You always
Let
gotta
me
kill
see.
the big dick.
Exactly, yeah.
pull it
I don't
out.
want that shit in me.
Oh my God, he is pulling it out.
It is. I lost
Oh
my left
my
arm
God.
years ago. That's actually...
It's huge.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for answering that. That goes to the listener. She did not want, I said
So-
that person did not want
What
to
about
be
you?
named.
What about,
wait.
Well, hold on a second.
Ask
what about
John.
you?
John, what's your answers?
I want.
John's not here.
No?
What are your answers?
Yeah, what about you?
For Taint Funny? Out
Out
of
of
the
the four guys, who would you marry, screw, or kill?
Who am I going to leave alone?
I'm
So
gonna
that
be
means
jealous.
that means one person gets
who would
left
be an
out
old
of
maid?
one person gets left out of the whole conversation.
You can leave me out. You do the other three.
So,
Well, do the three guys that showed up tonight.
Yeah.
out of you three. All right. Well, see, so Johnny was easy because John didn't show up for
That's what I hear.
3 or 4 invites. Easy. I got it. So he didn't show up for 3 or 4 invites. So I was going to kill him because he doesn't show up. But if he's out of the deal, so Tach, I know pretty well. I know his quibs. Eric makes me laugh every time I talk.
Every time you talk?
That's weird.
But Tach's a redhead too, so you could pretend he was me.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So I'm thinking long term. Let's go Mary first. I'm thinking long term. Who's going to make me happiest the longest term here? Eric makes me laugh more than anybody, so I think I'm going to marry Eric.
Tach knows how to cook. Just saying.
That's what I was about to say. Tach can cook.
That is pretty important,
Yeah.
but not as important
Jimmy
as being
is
funny.
fertile.
Do you cook, Eric?
I do cook.
Not as fertile as
Eric
Eric.
cooks.
Oh yeah.
Eric cooks and makes you laugh.
Tach, I know, based on something that I heard already, is already kind of taken for certain things. So I'm gonna have to kill Tach because he's taken.
It's okay.
So Jimmy, me and you are gonna be scrogging, buddy.
Hell yeah, we're just humping our brains out.
That's what I'm saying. All right.
They'll let you watch Tach
All right. Let's move on.
from your grave.
Wait a second. We have another.
I'm a lady.
You want it? All right.
Doesn't count.
I already know how this answer is gonna go, though.
But all
She
three
doesn't
are
know.
Adam.
She'd kill me.
Not
She'd-
Adam. We have 3 guys from Taint Funny.
Out of the 3
I don't know you
guys.
guys well enough, though. I have to get to know you a little better. You'll have to ask me
Okay,
later
Jimmy. All right, Jimmy.
Well, so what that means is she would have to fuck all 3 of you first, then
All of
marry
you.
marry
And
all
then
3.
kill all three of us.
Yep.
And at the end of killing us, they'd be like,
Or would she kill you first, then fuck you?
it's a shame I killed him. He was kinda cool.
Necrophilia?
on. No. I'm more submissive, so.
Okay.
You could just drug us.
All right. So
Is that one of them?
Eric,
Fuck, Mary, kill, drug.
Eric, one of the things you do with Taint Funny is, and we talked about this on your show when you were in here, I don't know, a month ago or so, was your videos that you're putting together. So you talk about those. Have you guys released another one yet since the last time you were here? Or is your production company kind of slacking on you a little bit?
Well, it's not. I mean, I don't want to. You can't completely blame Tach because scheduling's kind of an issue sometimes.
know.
But someone forgot a microphone last time, so they have to re-record a conversation to.
Yeah.
And it's that one episode. We have 2 episodes filmed afterwards that just need to be put together.
Yeah.
But we have to wait for them to do the conversation,
Okay.
and that'll take. I don't know when that'll take place.
I looked at the title of it, and the only thing it said that sounded like politics, it just said podcast debate is all it said in the title.
Okay.
But it said podcast debate, not anything else.
Well,
But that has like hundreds of downloads on that one.
next time, no matter what the show is, fit debate in there and see if it does anything.
That's not a bad idea.
Just put
Speaking of
debate
politics, vote for Rod Kernan.
Andrew.
Judge.
for judge.
Yes.
All right. So you guys had last episode of Taint Funny, a special guest on there named Zoe Emerson. You guys usually bring on guests on so each of you have your own episode you guys record, like you record 4 in a row and you have your own guest in. So who was it Tach? Was it yours that you had the guest on?
No, that was, well, Jimmy did it, but
Yeah, I was the host for that one.
You were the host for that one?
But it wasn't supposed to be mine. It was supposed to be
It was
John's.
technically Johnny, so he missed out on his episode for not being there. Let me just tell you, Johnny's absence, it was the best podcast I've ever heard from Taint Funny without him in the studio. No, I'm just kidding.
that's not nice.
I'm just kidding. He's no, I'm not. I'm serious.
Well, I mean, in his defense, though, he doesn't miss very much.
No, that's true.
But
Everyone in the studio knows better than that.
John, say
Not
something.
me.
Come on, John, say something.
Defend yourself.
I know, you don't just sit there. My God, you never just sit there.
He is the comedy, the sarcastic comedy on that show. So it's a good mix to have him in there because he does bring, a lot of the sarcasm that a lot of people have.
He's quick too.
He brings
He's
in there.
really fast.
Yeah.
Very witty.
Yeah. Yep. He certainly is. With his comedy timing, he should be stand up, but he probably doesn't want to do that. I would imagine. So do you guys have any plans for your next episodes on there? Do you have any guests or any specific topics you want to bring up on there? Cause I know you guys each do your own little, like, motive or not motive, your own theme or something for your show. Mm-hmm. You guys?
Not that we don't have any guests that I know of lined up. I don't, anyways. I can't speak for the other guys. But, no, nothing special at the moment, but we're working on stuff. We're always working on stuff.
Cool. All right. Very cool. You should guys.
No, we were talking about, well, John wanted to do like another comedy video. You wanted to meet up and talk about some ideas there, but.
That'd be cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys, should call our boy, cause of course he's very busy lately, but Connor Hughes came in here and did a couple of shows with us. He's finally able to talk about what he was actually doing. He was not a star. He was one of like the extras. I don't even want to say extra. He was a cast member.
Yes, cast member on Dating Naked.
Dating Naked, yeah. So
I've been watching all season, and I watched his episode yesterday.
I haven't watched one of them yet, except for the one, like, what I could find online, because I don't have VH1. Except for what I could find online for, like, him doing backflips and shit, all naked.
Yeah.
And they show.
I tried watching it, but the fucking pixelated, man. I shut it off.
With Connor too, they need to use a lot of pixels.
Do they?
I'm just saying. He's kind of hung. But they show asses though. I'm kind of happy about that. They show butts on that show.
Did
so I mean about the girls' asses, not the guys' asses. I don't care about those.
No,
asses.
I looked at Connor's ass and.
Did you? Is it aight?
Not bad.
Not bad.
I was expecting.
Is it better than John's?
No.
Okay. Just making sure.
I got a question to bring up, and this actually came from an email from us when I said that we were going to have some kind of combined show between Taint